Nerdrotic.com.
Let's go. You are at the home of the expert of Africa. That is yours truly. All things Africa.
Indeed.
I've read more Black Panther comics than all of you. I've seen all the Grand Tour and Top Gear Africa specials, and I've actually been there. Okay. Yeah. For like a week and a half. So I'm the man. What's up, everybody? It's Friday. We have a fun show. A lot going on. Grace Randolph has imparted her wisdom upon the world, and we're all changed for it. And we're all better for it, I'd have to say. Paramount has won the bidding for Warner Brothers. And I think we all need to temper a little bit of expectations on both sides. On both sides, a little bit. I don't think it's going to be Trump plus streaming service, and I don't think it's what the other side thinks that Ellison's going to be. I don't think it's going to be either way. I think it's going to be very much in the middle, and we'll get into that. We'll get into.
Terry, are you telling me that Paramount, right? Oh, they're so close with Trump. They're just going to do everything that Trump wants. Are you telling me the same Paramount that renewed a massive deal with South Park just for South Park to make episode after episode of bashing Trump every single fucking week? You're telling me that they're not going to be based and red-pilled and the MAGA streaming service? What are you talking about, Gary? Everyone's melting down. Clearly, you can't see.
They're going to be the MAGA streaming service and bring back Zack Snyder.
Sure about that?
Yeah. Well, look, the bring back Zack Snyder thing would have happened regardless of who bought it.
Yeah, I know. That's the funny part. You know, that's how they work, though. That's how they work. I honestly think Zack Snyder probably would have had I'm not saying he would have come back, but he would have had a better chance with Netflix than Paramount. Definitely would, because he has a deal with Netflix. But yeah, we'll get into that, because I just want to remind everybody that Skydance is a production company that now owns 2 studios. So that's horrible for Hollywood. I have no dog in this fight and no stake. I think Paramount's probably a better deal. But Skydance did give us Star Trek Into Darkness. It gave us JJ Trek, and we can't forget that. That's something we cannot forget. Also,
nor should we forgive it.
Nor should we forgive it. I'm still blinded by the lens flares. We also have what? Oh, Starfleet Academy. We watched an episode. I didn't even bring that up for the show.
I am so happy that we have so many other things to talk about.
Seriously,
so we'll have to restrict that Star Trek conversation.
No, there's so much happening.
Well, the shortest one. The shortest talk that we've ever had on an episode.
Well, let's see if we can get through 3.5 hours of me as in Disbrew not bringing it up once, because I'd say that the chances are nil, as they say in the UK. Nil.
I think it's legitimately, like, unironic, the worst episode of television I've ever seen.
It is 100%.
It is.
I'm not even sure it's television.
First time through, I could not believe what I was watching. I was just silent most of the time, going, "What the fuck is this?" on my watch party, and then I'm watching it now, and My video is going to be 25 minutes long. There's so much stupidity in it. It's unbelievable. It's kind of fun to clip out.
I just hate how they spoiled that play. It's like, what if I wanted to go see a production of that play? Well, now I
know
know
what?
the end.
I
didn't know anything about the play, and that makes me feel like I've missed half the episode. I still don't know what they were talking about.
Oh no, they didn't do that play justice at all.
Oh no, a ghost woman appeared out of somewhere, and I still don't know why.
It is the most Californian episode this season.
Oh God, yes. Okay, so I looked up real quick. I looked up the wiki of the play, and when the doctor's describing it on the shuttle, it's almost word for word like they took the wiki, put it in Chat GPT, and then like that was it. And I'm like, oh shit, that's the same thing I just read on wiki. Hey, I'd like to welcome our special guest, Fake Wizard. Actually, hang on, sorry, Fake Wizard. There we go. We got to get it right. Fake Wizard's batting for Jeremy tonight, so we have straight representation. So in place we have Little Platoon is here from EFAP from many places. He's smart. We're not.
You really mean Little Platoon's pinch hitting for Jeremy? That's what you mean, right?
Yeah, I'm trying to stay away from that a little bit. Okay, but hi, Little Platoon. How are you? Welcome back.
I am good. Thank you for having me back as the second most homosexual member of the panel. It's always good to be here.
Hold on. We've got to work this one out.
Well, who's the first?
Isn't that the
You're
question?
about the eighth. You're out the eighth. After a quick bit of maths.
Thanks for
Odin. I think it's only Odin below you, you know.
Thanks for coming on such a crazy.
Yeah, that's
episode.
right, Shad. That's right.
Yeah, I know. Oh, it's Twilight. It's Twilight, isn't it, you bastard?
It is.
You keep having sons, mate. You know what I'm saying?
Well, are they his? I mean, we've watched a lot of Game of Thrones in the last 6 weeks.
I'm catching a lot of strays this morning. All right.
Are they bastard?
It was just his kids.
Thanks for coming on the show. So yeah, we're going to talk about Night of the Seven Kingdoms for sure. We're mixing that in 100% because I love that show.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
it is wonderful, and we won't see anything like it at least until season 2, and who knows. Ryan and I will discuss season 2 because we can warn you about a couple things without spoiling it. We can just head some people off at the pass on a couple of characters that they're going to call girl boss.
Yep.
So
Well, definitely one for sure.
definitely one for sure. Definitely one. But first, for the fats, we are sponsored by Lean.
Oh,
Everybody's talking about weight loss injections because the results are so dramatic. They work by lowering blood sugar and reducing appetite. So what if you're looking to lose weight but not interested in painful weekly injections, especially when you are about to use some of those intense or about to avoid or get some of those intense side effects? That's why doctors created a weight loss supplement called Lean, and the results are remarkable. The studied ingredients in Lean have been shown to lower your blood pressure, burn fat by converting it to energy, and curb your appetite and cravings so you're not as hungry. But listen, Lean is not for the casual dieter with only a few pounds to lose. The doctors at Brickhouse Nutrition created Lean for frustrated dieters with 10 or more pounds to lose. Let's get you started with 20% off, free rush shipping, so you can add Lean to your healthy diet and exercise plan. Visit takelean.com and enter Nerdrotic for your discount. That's takelean.com, discount Nerdrotic. Thank you very much.
Nice. Next time we do that ad read, we got to play Dem Franchise Boys. Lean with it, rock with it. Lean with it, rock with it. That's what we need, Gary.
We won't get hit.
I was gonna say that was your best ad read yet.
I was thinking exactly the same thing. That was really clean. Well done.
Oh, thanks, guys. Hey, you know what? A compliment from Platoon means something to me.
You went up a couple of spots on the gay scale there, actually. So.
I was staring directly at Az the entire time that ad was being read, just because I just wanted to see if you had any reactions.
When I don't look at any of you guys when I'm reading the ads. Like I keep you off the screen, or I'll never get through one.
Here's one for the fats, and I was like,
Yeah.
had my attention.
Yeah.
Sorry, Gary, what was that?
Oh, okay. I'm sorry if it hurt your feelings. Truth hurts. That's what I'm going to say.
Yeah, did my feelings look hurt?
No. but I know you are inside. Tears of a clown. It's okay, Boo Boo. We love you just as you are.
Sure.
Yeah, sure. Oh yeah, we're missing somebody.
Are we?
I think
Special
Jeremy?
yeah, we're supposed to have a
Odin?
special guest.
Odin here?
I'm here. El Guapo.
Oh, Odin's here. Okay, never mind. No. Hi, Odin.
Hi.
Was there any box office to break down today?
Good
Oh,
lord.
Scream 7.
About it, yeah.
Scream 7. We're supposed to be boycotting Screen 7 for what?
It
Palestine?
turns
or
out all the
something?
free Palestine people that are screaming outside theaters to protest haven't had too big of an impact yet.
Oh,
What?
well, I'd boycott it because it's Scream 7.
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It'll just be the second biggest Scream opening ever, according to current tracking.
So there's been a little bit of a dust up this week. I mean, it's mostly one-sided, but between me and Grace, because I think the only interaction I've had with her was calling her fucking retarded.
Which is an accurate statement, by the way.
Yeah. Then she tried to go after the audience by quote tweeting somebody who didn't follow me, but followed her.
Followed her.
Oh, wow. How did that end?
Yeah. Her stream got ratioed to hell when she tried to explain herself for her comments about John Davidson. John Davidson. Yes. Yeah. He has Tourette's. Ryan and I have both seen, I don't know, Platoon, if you've seen it or not. I swear
You
I
did.
recommend it. You did? Okay. Good
Yes.
movie, dude.
It's
Oh, no,
really,
sorry, not
really
the movie.
good.
No, I saw the clip.
Okay.
Yeah, I haven't seen the film like most people. It's like I saw the important part of it.
You saw the important part. There was a clip and word was dropped from a guy with Tourette's. A lot of other stuff was dropped as well. And Grace had to come to the rescue of Black people. So to explain herself, Grace Randolph.
Wow. Hello, Nerdrotic. Hello, Friday Night Tights. Where's the applause button?
I clapped for you.
I'm sorry,
Stolen by
Grace.
okay.
The only time I'll apologize to you, I was sorry for that one.
You're sorry. Good. I have said some things about Tourette's that are pretty stupid, but you can't criticize me because in a cruel twist of fate, I too have developed Tourette's.
Are you sure it's not lack of accountability?
Funny. Midget boy. Oh. Garden gnome. Oh, sorry. Comics. Oh. This condition is awful, and I'm grateful that I can fully now make this about me. It's involuntary, it's uncontrollable, so I'll be answering all of your questions about Tourette's. But I want to just recap my feelings a little bit more so for your audience. So unlike the BAFTAs, I am now warning you all of my disability. Miles Morales is Miles Morales. John Cena is a Chinese puppet. Oh. Kathleen Kennedy ruined Star Wars. I don't care how Tourette's works. This is unacceptable. Everyone knows the only disability that permits you to say the N-word is being Black. Michael B. Jordan and Delray Lindo deserve to be commended. I felt bad for those two up there. They were presenting the award. They heard the N-word. They froze. They were spooked even. They didn't panic. They just calmly presented the award. I love Black people. I will defend them to the moon and back. Even quarter Black people. When I'm around them, I don't reach for my wallet to make sure it's still there.
Can't buy them anymore.
Oh, good. I got through that one. To the BAFTA showbiz people who produce these award shows, do better next time. Juice! Peter Parker is Spider-Man. Solo lost money.
I feel like Peter Parker's penis almost came out of that sentence right there. I think Grace might have actually developed Tourette's right now.
Someone in the chat said, Grace, wow, it looks like your makeup artist also has Tourette's. It's me. I did it myself. Anyway, I'm sorry I called all of your channels and fan bases toxic. So now I will say something nice about each and every one of you. Oh dear. X-ray girl. As a woman, I feel solidarity with you. The fetishization of Asian women really needs to stop. For that reason, I'm not even gonna refer to you. It's a slippery slope. Ching chong, ping chong, nut, nip, pancake face, sideways veg. Ah! Okay. Gary, you're a hard worker. You don't look your age. Gandalf the Gay. Beard. Paul Bunyan.
What?
I'm just gonna rush through these.
Why Paul Bunyan?
I don't even know what that is.
Paul Bunyan, you're the only motherfucker here that was alive when people were still talking about that shit.
I must have slept that day.
Jeremy.
Who's not here?
He's not here. He's got no eyebrows. Sorry. I'll just move on to Shad. I love your sword content, Shad. Kangaroo fucker. Shrimp on Vegemite. Again, I'm not thinking any of these things.
On the slightest, it's coming out.
Disbrew. Your Starfleet Academy videos are hilarious. Lesbian. Grumpets.
Said that once, it stuck for about 3 years.
As you're my favorite, you're the only member of FNT not transphobic enough to fall in love with a trans woman. And for that, I commend Yorkshire pudding muncher. Trans lover. Uncle Fester. This one's for the fats. Oh, God. Odin.
Would that be trans fats by any chance? Just
lots of trans fats.
Odin, I often forget you. But your commitment to your faith is commendable. Baldy, Mr. Clean, Lex Luthor.
Mr. Clean.
I like Lent Luthor better.
Hair, no beard, and glasses.
Ryan, you're a great dancer. Whitey, Mayo Monkey, colonizer. Comics.
You already used midget and garden gnome, so come up with something original.
Fun size, elf on the shelf.
Well, I guess that's an improvement.
And I'm sorry, I'm not familiar with these other two guests.
What, Little Platoon?
Little Platoon and other Gary.
You're not familiar with the guest you've Chrissy's been on the show with a bunch of times.
Oh, yes, I'm sure she's familiar with him. She's an idiot. Anyway, does anyone have any questions about any of my comments or Tourette's as a whole?
I do have a question about your disability. I'm not talking about Tourette's. I'm talking about being a woke white woman, because quite frankly, that is the most debilitating disability that has ever existed. How do you get through that day to day, Grace? How do you live with yourself each and every day?
Well, it's all the support from my fans, the Jews, and just my community of listeners and people who love my Beyond the Trailer channel on YouTube, which you should all subscribe to.
With members only stream. So, Grace, you have a lot of responsibility saving the Black people of America from Scottish people with Tourette's. What makes you think you have that responsibility? Like, as a woke white woman, what empowers you every day?
Well, as you can see, I live in beautiful New York City, and I just sort of wake up every day. I go to Starbucks, I step over a homeless person, and I go, "Today's your day, Grace. Just be a friend to the blacks, the browns, and everyone in between." And then I step over another homeless person, and I go, "Do you need help?" Shooting
Drinking the smoker alone.
I got an email This is actually a true story. I got an email from somebody, I won't say his name, and he's all, yeah, about 20 years ago, I slept with Grace.
What? Well, that's not true.
Yeah, I slept with Grace. It was all right. She was better looking when she was younger, and so was I. Don't. That was it.
Don't believe a word you hear, Gary.
He followed it up with not worth going back to.
Wait, was that John
like
Cena that
60
you
years
spoke
old.
to?
Grace, hold on, Grace. Before
Grace is
you
40.
get too up in arms, consider the fact that this was a black man who messaged Gary. So I don't know if you want to disown him like that.
Oh, well, then if he was the best I ever had, and he's the one that got away with my wallet.
What do you say? So there was a follow-up email in which he said that during sex, you really wanted to call him the N-word. Considering everything that's happened over the past couple days, how do you feel about that? Is that just a kink you have or what?
It doesn't count, Ryan, because I am a woman, which means I am right down there with the blacks. So I'm not a colonizer. I'm not a
on
white
your
man.
knees.
Gary, how rude. Yes.
Grace Randolph, thank you for coming in and visiting us and imparting your wisdom. We
miss
accept
you
your
all.
apology.
I love you all. Oh!
We
Goodbye.
accept your
I have to
apology.
leave before I say something about Quarter Black Garrett.
Nothing I haven't said twice this morning, so don't worry about it. I'm trying to find that email.
Oh my
Wow.
god.
Oh yeah, there it is. So here's what he actually said. Hey, for what's worth, years and years ago, I won't say the time, I slept with Grace Randolph. LOL. The poor idiot. And then he puts idiots, her and me. In my defense, she was hotter when she was younger. Me too. Wasn't worth going back.
Wow. Quick story. Yeah.
Quick story.
Wow.
Like, hey, it's better to get that than you're racist and you should die, which is most of my emails now. Or will you collab with some fucking Raid Shadow Legends or some shit? And you're a racist, you should die. They followed up with that and they want me to
types
collab.
of emails and DMs. You're racist and you should die, or you're racist and I love you. That's pretty much the only ones. So.
The duality of man. That's
women.
And women. That's what it is. What do you guys? I'm gonna let you guys pick. What do you want to start with? Do you want? I guess we talked about Grace. Let's get these clips over with. I'll pick.
Okay.
Suicide.
Oh yeah,
we're not talking about Starfleet Academy yet.
Great stuff.
Yeah.
We're talking about Paramount's gonna fuck Warner right up the ass, no offense, Platoon. And then
Why would you have He didn't date Paramount.
He did. Look, I've seen their emails. They leaked. I was on Reddit, 4chan. What's the other one? I don't know. Farms of
Where is this going?
Yeah.
You're making it sound like Little Platoon emailed Warner Brothers going, I want to shag you up the arse.
I've been doing it basically all year. I'm just
Learning a
surprised
lot.
they eventually said yes.
Everyone needs a hobby.
Everyone needs a fucking hobby. Then we got Starfleet freaking Academy. The only good thing we're gonna do is A Night of the Seven Kingdoms.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Come on, making fun of Starfleet Academy is like it's the one time in life you get to make fun of a retard. It's okay. Actually, there's two times now because we're going to talk about Grace. Yes, yeah. There's two times. I enjoy it.
Your appearance on Piers another time.
Oh yeah. Did I mean I was there, so I didn't watch it back because I can't watch myself. Did I called Grace a fucking retard on the show. Did that make it in? It did.
Admit it.
Oh, good.
He did say that. I don't remember if it was directed specifically at her, but the word.
No, I was talking about my.
Yeah.
I was talking about my response to her on Twitter.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah,
but no, they always tell me don't hold back, and
Retard in the UK isn't a word that's even particularly considered bad.
I think it's no, and it shouldn't be, and I think it's really good that we have taken that one back for what it is, right? And it also kind of goes to the theme of these are just fucking words, and it's real interesting that we're focusing on with one community's reaction within an award event where they love to fucking self-congratulate and jerk each other off and talk about how accepting and wonderful and empathetic they are. When they were presented with the best opportunity in history to show that empathy, they failed miserably.
Oh,
absolutely miserably.
That's why the BBC left it in, because people are like, why didn't they censor it? It's like, well, if you censor it, you're saying he did something wrong. Like your entire point about why don't we
problem is
they censored other stuff.
They were all over the place.
That's UK rules. So we have Ofcom, which means any kind of political topic has to be balanced out, and so they did have to censor like certain political slogans.
Okay,
I have a question.
Other things that he yelled
was that they didn't actually hear it. So the BBC doesn't have censorship as an excuse or trying to obey rules. The BBC's defense was, sorry, we were too retarded to pick up on it. So that's how it got through.
Because they also blanked out a so-called gay slur that he
correct.
Also said.
So I genuinely think, and this has been my idea the entire time before all these other things and clarifications came out. If you watch that clip and you don't know what he said, and you don't have like a Twitter headline that says, hey, he just called them the N-word, I don't think you can even hear what he said. It is barely intelligible. So I genuinely don't think the people at the BBC necessarily knew what he said, or whoever was in charge of cutting it out right then. That's what I think happened. So,
well, they were racist.
The big issue is that there was a 2-hour delay from when they recorded it and when they broadcast it. And what was it? Somebody contacted them about it. Was it Warner Brothers?
Warner Brothers called them and asked them to censor that, and then they said yes, and then it went to air.
Yep.
That's government incompetence.
BAFTA, and BAFTA called BBC. And so it's just like, it's this telephone shame. Again, I don't think anyone intentionally left that in there with some sort of negative like, intention.
Or it was the game of telephone, and by the time it got to them, it said, keep it in. Like,
yeah, exactly.
What we need more attention for these shows, don't we? I mean, because the ratings aren't that
honestly
great. This was a good way to keep attention. We're still
there was a lot of Americans going, I've never heard of the BAFTAs before in my entire life.
And now they have opinions about it.
This is the same shit we said when Will Smith slapped Chris Rock and everybody had their own, I bet this was all staged. Look at the attention they got. Not a single person is talking about any other thing about the BAFTAs. Nobody knows anyone who won anything. Nobody knows anything. It's all just about this. Like the only other thing is the guy who actually won Best Actor, Robert Aramayo, who played the character in I Swear. That's about it. And
we didn't even know this movie existed, most Americans. We didn't even know it was a thing. This has done more for Tourette's awareness than anything else. Yes.
I didn't know we needed Tourette's awareness. I knew what Tourette's was when I was in fucking 5th grade. Didn't everybody? Wow. I thought everybody in the world knew exactly what Tourette's was, but apparently Black people don't, and Grace Randolph doesn't. That's about the two groups of people.
Grace was just on to let us know she didn't have a clue.
Yeah. That's every stream.
I have no idea what I'm talking about, but I'm going to defend it. I'm going to die on this hill. I'm going to defend it to my last breath.
My favorite comment that she made was something along the lines of, the thing that John didn't think about when he said this is the effect it has on people like me and the backlash that we get. And I'm like, what on earth?
Just like a white woman.
You should just round all these people up, put them in a room, and then on the stage light comes down and John just takes the stage. And they just
I got excited when you said round these people up. I didn't know where you're going after that.
Hear me out. Round these people up. Specialist holiday homes, holiday camps, fully plumbed, beautiful showers, everything. They'll love it. It was a big hit in the fucking Second World War.
Or put him in the Oscars. Yes. Every time one of them gives a political speech, you move him a row forwards. He starts at the back, we see where he ends up.
Fucking presenting.
Yes,
yeah, that's the final goal. If they can't shut up, he presents an award.
And he just stands next to them as they start presenting as well the whole time.
It's like something like a horror film. They just see him get ever closer to the stage.
It's like, what's that one? The one where if you shag somebody, the thing starts.
Yeah, it follows. It follows. Yeah. I was thinking the same thing.
If you say something woke, it just goes.
Everybody in the chat that says Ryan's Tourette's is showing tonight, listen to how he's screaming. I got to be honest with you guys. I might have Tourette's. I definitely don't have corporalia because it's the opposite. I constantly want to say slurs, but I never do. Okay? So give me some fucking credit.
So you have the opposite condition, yes.
Yeah.
Oh,
X-Ray Girl, why are you signed in on my computer?
I have seen Gary for
What
the
do you
past 5
mean?
minutes.
I am
seen
trying
Gary
to do that
staring
link.
around his entire fucking desktop like
So
he's getting ready to launch a
I'm
mission to the
linking
moon.
everything
It's like, why
up,
am I on
and I
Pinterest?
see X-Ray Girl's little thing on the corner. I'm like, what are you doing? Like, you're all it's like signed in on my computer on stuff. So I'm trying to sign out. That's what I'm trying to do. Jesus Christ.
I don't know. Are you on the right Chrome?
I don't use Chrome.
Well, then I don't know.
I don't use Chrome. All right. I got to figure it out.
Okay.
Make sure to sign out of stuff when you're done. All right. So, okay. Grace comes out. Here, I want to start with this one real quick. And
why be quick when you can be nice, dozen or do slowly?
Slow, nice and slow. Okay. About John Davidson regarding Michael B. Jordan and Delroy Lindo. I have been thinking about it and listening to your responses. And while Mr. Davidson shouldn't be bullied, a lot of us are acting as if he not only can't control his offensive tics, but as if he has no idea he even has them. He does. He should therefore be as considerate of others as you are asking others to be of him. Of course, community notes comes up. Tourette's is a medical condition characterized by uncontrollable tics. How do you say it? I can never say it.
Corporalia. I think some people say
Corporalia.
Okay.
Like really bad Tourette's. Observed in approximately 10 to 30% of individuals with Tourette's, refers to tics that produce socially unacceptable words. Tics are, well, to some, tics are involuntary and not reflective of an individual's beliefs. She doubles and triples down on this, by the way. If you can pull up the clips, X-Ray Girl. We've seen the tweets.
I kind of almost admire this about Grace, is that, you know, lots of people, when they are incredibly embarrassing on the internet and get loads of piles on, they will just collapse and they will fold and they will change their mind and they will say whatever society wants them to say. And Grace, to her credit, will stick by like whatever principles her schizophrenia has given her that day. Like, she's kind of impressive in that respect. She's like, here, because I watched a bunch of this stream, and it's like, of all the people to be nailing her fucking manifesto to the wall like she's Martin Luther and Martin Luther King, Grace Randolph, kind of respect in a weird way. I mean, it's going to go terribly, terribly wrong for you because you're Grace Randolph, but give it a go. It's very funny. This entire stream is great.
I think she was so sure of the progressive stack and who was at the top and how it all worked that she's like, if I just keep going, at some point everyone will be on my side. Like, I know out of all the words, this is the one you can't say, and she just kept going for it.
It is very frustrating, and I certainly feel frustrated that Lindo and Michael B. Jordan aren't getting the same
Show
grades.
me on the doll where it hurt you, Grace. Show us on the doll where it hurt you.
Michael B. Jordan aren't getting the same grace. And it feels like everyone's falling all, and Faye says it feels like everyone is falling all over themselves to defend Davidson, but no one's bothered to consider the other side. I think that's tough. I would think that Mr. Davidson would feel just horrible that he made anyone feel bad. I don't understand why he doesn't. Although
Clearly
I think
he
he's had a real
does.
hard-
He does. That he does. You
It's me that doesn't.
Down.
Cunt.
Why he doesn't. Although I think he's had a really hard life. And I think that's something else that maybe people should think about, and maybe Mr. Davidson should think about.
They should think about the hard life he has while you just assumed that he doesn't feel bad about these things.
She literally said that he needs to go on an apology tour and basically talk about how bad the N-word is. It's like, you realize he had no control over that.
Yeah,
Punishing my
that
chat
was
is
like her
very
compromised
destructive.
position, because like when she first started wading into this and got everything terribly wrong, she was saying, "Oh, it's like he's pretending he has no control over it. He should apologize." And then people correctly pointed out he didn't have any control over it. Yeah. He didn't mean it. He meant nothing by it. He wasn't responsible for it. And then her compromise position was, "Well, okay then, but he should say that racism is bad." I said, "What?
Why?"
Well, The why is because
Why lie?
It's a culty humiliation ritual. This is
Yes.
what they always
Yes.
do. It's the anti-racist playbook. It's like, okay, so you didn't actually say anything racist, and you aren't actually a racist, but we're going to ostracize you, and we're going to humiliate you, and we are going to make you beg for readmittance to polite society, because this is how all cults work. You have to say the lines, and you have to show that you have cowed yourself to the mob.
My favorite part about all this is that, John Davidson dragged on the internet Grace Randolph most affected.
Absolutely.
Well,
To put in perspective, John Davidson is not some, like all these other people that are there, all these actors, celebrities, directors, producers, all these other people at the BAFTAs. He was there as an invitation because they made a movie about his life, which if you haven't seen it, it's not even out yet, right? So very few people have seen it. I got to see it. Gary's seen it.
Yep.
But it's a pretty moving story about a dude who struggled a lot and had to overcome a lot. His life has been absolute shit. This condition that he has broke up his family, and he felt a lot of guilt for it. He got the shit kicked out of him because he couldn't control what he said, because people didn't understand that he didn't mean these things. He got arrested multiple times for this. It's been a fucking really rough life. After the BAFTAs, you know where he went? He went back to his small home where he works as a fucking janitor at a community center.
Oh, wow.
That's what this dude does. That's what he still does. Yep. He's not super uber rich and famous or whatever. He's just a regular dude. And to have all the pile-ons from people, including Grace Randolph. Grace Randolph is demanding that he give a public apologies to every black person in the world, apparently, because of this shit. While not knowing that he actually did reach out to Warner Brothers to try to offer direct apologies, because guess what? He's not a famous person. He doesn't have their fucking numbers. But while you were assisting in bullying the fuck out of him for the very same thing that he has been attacked for his entire life. That's what the movie was about. That's why he was there. And the people that were there are all complicit in this dude being treated on a global stage like this. It's disgusting. You're the one that should apologize, Grace.
It's like she just has no clue what it's like to be disabled or disadvantaged. And like, it's like she was saying, could you just turn off your disability during this fancy award show? Thanks.
Yeah. Grace is the perfect example of someone who actually does not buy into the woke ideology at all, but is desperate to pretend that she does. And so she's just trying to think, what is the most appropriate response I'm supposed to do? And she misses the mark every time. It's just hilarious. Remember what she said about what was it? The Suicide Squad movie with
she said Starro killed too many diverse people.
Yeah.
White people. Didn't kill enough white people.
He didn't kill her wife. She has no
Ricky
idea.
Gervais made that same joke at the Golden Globes.
Yeah. We were going to have an in memoriam this year, but it just wasn't diverse enough.
Yeah, not on my watch.
It was like, not on my watch.
Not on my watch. Difference here is Ricky Gervais is intelligent and a comedian, and Grace is a retard. So is this the clip where she says that basically John Davidson brought this on her? I need that clip.
No, that's a different one.
Yeah,
it's an earlier clip.
Although I think that's the one where she implies that he should have not been there in that room. He should have isolated himself, because there is a place where she does imply that, and that's insane.
Some
that was mentioned on your
like further than implying it. There was some academic type person inevitably on Twitter who said, then if he had to be there, then he should have been in his own separate room. And it's like, oh, so the black people are now arguing for segregation.
Yes, they are.
Okay,
right.
We've reached that stage. Like, and you're supposed to be the kind and tolerant people, and now it's like, oh no, disabled should sit at the back of the bus. No, you should maybe just learn about disability a bit, maybe show that empathy and the tolerance that you like preaching about so much.
Just put him in a straitjacket.
It wouldn't have helped this time. Not unless you got to gag him at the same time. The camera just pans onto him. He's like straight jacket.
Like Hannibal Lecter.
That's Christy, that's a hideous thing to say, because they've got to actually, call out who the nominations are on stage. So putting them in straitjackets, that's just
She's the embodiment of what actual white privilege, if we're going to actually use that term, looks like. And more so the whole first world problems nonsense that always gets put out there. She is literally the embodiment of what that actually looks like.
She's the embodiment of no common sense. Absolutely zero common sense whatsoever. Yep. You can have A's, you can have fucking degrees in whatever. It doesn't matter. If you've got no common sense, you're a fucking moron.
And she thinks that they should, like, the movie is set to open at the same time as the Michael Jackson movie that's coming out. Like, they need to move the Michael Jackson movie. They need to move
his movie from Michael Jackson.
But I swear, straight to DVD or straight to I don't know, digital or whatever. And she
like,
just
what is she like? What does she think that this will be? Oh my! It's so disrespectful to have this going up against Michael. They really need. What the fuck are you talking about? Like, honestly, what do you think is the big deal about a movie about a man with Tourette's going up, just happening to be releasing at the same time as Michael Jackson movie? That Michael Jackson movie is going to be massive, by the way. It's going to make so much money, and I swear is not going to make barely anything.
What I think the actual
think that there is going to be a war, and that people are going to say, "Let's go see the N-word movie instead of the Michael movie." Is that what truly is going on in that fucking rat nest brain up in her head?
It is.
The worst thing she said, and it almost was like a mask off moment, is she said, and I'm not going to quote it directly because I don't remember, but I watched this video so many times. She was like, well, the slurs that he said actually matched the people who were on stage. And I'm like, Grace, it's like you actually think and are calling those guys the N-word. Why would you say they match that?
Again, even after all this, she had no idea how it works, right? So like, you would say something disrespectful towards a woman if a woman was up there. You'd say something disrespectful towards gay people if a gay person was up there. You say something disrespectful towards whatever. So when black people are up there, you say the most taboo thing you can imagine. That's what your Tourette's like tries to it's a compulsion for you to do that. The most taboo thing imaginable.
Yeah, if it's a word that he has heard, it doesn't matter if it's like in his brain at that moment, like or not, because if he's heard it, like it will be able to come out.
It will pop out. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, he should try harder to stop it. Joyce, that's not how it fucking works. That's not how Tourette's manifests.
Yeah.
Yeah. Tourette's is basically us lot, but without the cameras on.
Yeah. Welcome, my friends. This is the first battle of many: ableism versus racism.
Yes, I love how Draker put it. It's the unstoppable force meeting the immovable object.
When everyone is competing in this intersectional landscape to see who has the most victim points and who's highest on the oppression ladder, this inevitably is what happens. And as oftentimes is the case, when you look at the overlapping Venn diagram between disabled people and people who see racism everywhere, it's kind of a lot of overlap. It's basically a circle.
Well, especially in this case, where the argument for ages has been like it can be said in rap lyrics and stuff because we can say it because we don't mean it derogatorily. And so he used the same argument. And it's like, yeah, it seems to be less about how it's intended and more who's saying it that you've got the issue with.
Hit play.
I was also extremely, extremely concerned, to see that I Swear has been set to open opposite the Michael Jackson movie. I hope he considers moving the film. I think that I Swear wants to come from a place of positivity.
What is wrong with her?
She's retarded. That's what's wrong with her.
Why?
Nobody wants to fix this. Nobody wants to fix it, Grace. Nobody.
No. And then pull up the other clip real quick before. So
I just like how the pictures are taking over the camera bit by bit over her face. The more she
The other
talks.
thing that's so just fascinating about Grace is like her screen is like the inside of her head. Just color, everything, everywhere. There's no order, there's no structure. It's insane, but it makes it really watchable.
Yeah, there is actually a lot of order. The structure's chaotic as fuck, but like she has the entire list of all these things she's talking about on the left there. And this is how she's always operated, by the way, her entire career.
Needs more emojis.
Needs more black eyeshadow.
I feel like there would be bad actors. I just feel it's an extremely bad situation. And I worry as a woman, not only in solidarity with other groups, but
what has being female got to do with being black by any chance?
Solidarity with other groups, right?
Female got to do with having Tourette's.
Because
in their minds, they're a minority too. I mean, let's be honest.
Yeah, we have figured out what
50% of the world's population, and they're a minority too in their minds.
The only thing that's in a minority here on this screen is her fucking brain cells. That's the only thing that's in the minority.
But this is Grace making it all about herself and how she's being attacked on the internet because she said
Yes.
something fucking retarded.
Yeah, she was like, so many of you used it as an excuse to say horrible things about me. Like she was so excited to make it.
Well, that's what she says here. Let's hear it. Let's hear it.
Solidarity with other groups, but for women as well, that what kind of language does this let in? You know, I was tweeting about it earlier today, and people said some of the most disgusting stuff about me. And then just they were just looking at it as an excuse to say something bad about me.
Don't
and
they do that anyway?
Unfortunately, Mr. Davidson needs to realize that he created the opportunity for that.
Not your fault.
That is amazing. He should really think about what his actions have caused.
It's not your response to it.
Oh my God.
John needs to apologize.
That was Olympian woke white woman avoiding accountability. I mean, she gets the gold for that one. Holy fucking shit. So
like she spends the first 20 minutes of that stream talking about like, oh, so I didn't know much about Tourette's and no American knows much about I'm not doing the fucking voice properly, but like, she goes through all of these things like she's learned about it, and then she gets to that later section. It's like, yeah, but he needs to realize that he's opened the door for racism and sexism against me.
He was always open.
And we don't want to learn about it. We want to see the Michael Jackson movie instead.
Good God.
That's a good point, but Americans know about Tourette's.
You know what? Okay, I was on a panel with Piers, and I knew more about Tourette's than those three people. One of them was called a fucking doctor. Like they didn't know how it worked, or
I'm not a medical doctor. I'm not a medical doctor.
I'm not a medical doctor. I'm not a medical doctor.
You're so fucking stupid. I don't know how you got doctorates.
I didn't graduate fucking high school. I have a 10th grade education, and I know what fucking Tourette's is. How?
I could see how angry you were on that panel, Gary. I'm just saying there was a perfect opportunity for a DEI joke about doctors. Like
I really.
Well, this is a woman that has accused.
I did.
She has accused English education of whitewashing history. I'm like, I'm sorry. How? If you're going to teach about England, and you're like, no, actually, this has all been changed.
I got invited on. I had no idea. I thought I was going to be on with Will. I thought like usually when they invite me on, drinkers could be. I'm like, hey, we'll get some Scottish representation here. That'd be good. And then I see the lineup.
Trust him after what happened.
I see the lineup. I'm all, oh shit.
He knew what he was doing when he.
I like that woman who just could not help bringing in Zionism and the Jews all the time. Like we're not even talking about it. God,
Tourette's.
She does that a lot.
The Jews, mate. The Jews invented Tourette's. Oh my gosh. You know what they're
actually
like.
Candace Owens' next video, by the way. So stand by.
What happened to the video, X-Ray girl?
She said even stupider stuff. So yeah, it could easily be. Fucking hell.
Oh God.
Oh, that's a perfect screen to start
on. You're just about to hear the worst take of your life.
Go.
Go.
There we go.
Keep in mind, this is after this woman put out a TikTok or Instagram reel or whatever, where she said that John Davidson has Tourette's, but he's also a white man and a racist, and that's why he said these things. Tourette's doesn't make you say slurs, things like that was her entire argument.
Didn't she start out with the, I'm going to be real and drop my Creole act, whatever. I'm going to speak English. I couldn't even remember what she said. It was fucking so retarded.
Dumb. It was really
fucking TikTok ruins brains.
The incorrect statement, which I rightly say causes harm, is not going to erase or invalidate my legitimate reaction to how the public reacts, to the public trying to erase our lived experiences because he has Tourette's.
Nobody's trying to erase your lived experience. What a load of baloney.
How would that be possible?
What a load of baloney.
This is nonsense.
No. Nobody was erasing anyone's.
Look at Daisy. He's ready to go. He's ready to go.
If I may respond.
That's what you're saying.
Okay, if I may respond. The person who was trying to erase someone's lived experience was you. You were trying to erase John Davidson's lived experience as a man suffering from Tourette's syndrome. Please don't talk over me. Please don't talk over me. Let me finish my point. Let me finish my point. Then you can respond. If you talk over me, no one can hear either of us. Right?
Okay.
You talk about lived experience. You have the brass neck.
Is that a personal attack?
Brass neck to talk about lived experience.
Brass
Take
neck.
a
Wait a
man,
minute.
lived
Wait a minute.
experience.
Wait a minute, Piers. Brass neck. Oh my goodness me. It's gonna be tribes in Africa going, "Oi, you ain't a fucking go, mate."
I see it just like that.
Yeah, just like that.
Please let me finish my point. You take a man who has suffered from Tourette's his entire life. If you watch the movie, as I did last night, you will
Which I
see the
will.
hell that man has endured. They were celebrating that film on the night. The actor that plays him won an award. John Davison was being celebrated. And
I know
everybody knows that anyone with Tourette's who says these kind of outbursts doesn't have any control or any bank of language or mean them. But you, rather than try to find that out, you kicked him when he was down. That's what you
That is
did.
a lie.
You erased
Nobody.
Absolutely did.
Yeah. Fair point. And it probably behooves them at some point to ask whether if you have the platform to go on Piers Morgan to give your views in defense of multimillionaire Hollywood actors, and you have virtually the entire race relations industry on your side, which is one of the most well-funded, well-profited, and generally powerful organizations in all of America, you're probably not the victim in this situation. Seems a little bit like that punching down that you people say you don't like to do. But I guess being multimillionaire actors who are just all over Hollywood is not sufficient level of power and privilege, so they are allowed to do it.
Of course. But this was the mantra throughout that whole fucking experience talking to them. It was just like, even the guy from PragerU, that people, the gay guy from TikTok or whatever, he said segregate them. He was like, maybe they should be in another room. Like, what are you talking about?
It's insane.
Michael Jordan can be on the stage.
It's insane how quickly even people that, for a large majority of things that are going on in the entertainment space, that they give takes, and usually it feels like they're on your side or whatever. But when this comes up, everybody reverts back to their fucking skin color being the most important thing to them. It's very interesting. White people were the only people that don't have this instinct, probably because of years and years and years of propaganda and it being pushed out of us. But for every other color of person in the world, that is the first fucking instinct, regardless sometimes of their actual political positions.
Some people are upset because they don't want anybody kicking them off the top of the victim food chain, I guess.
A lot of it is about power, because if the word was so bad, then it wouldn't be used in rap lyrics. You wouldn't be saying it to each other. Everyone would stop saying it, and it would die out. That's what happens to words that just aren't useful anymore. But if you keep saying it, you keep it in people's minds. There was loads of people like, how did he know the words? I don't know. Maybe it's because it's all over society. Maybe it's because it's said constantly. And all you get told, well, you can't say it. It's like, well, if it was that bad, you would want it to die out. This seems far more like a load of people were just really annoyed that the wand, like how can he get away with it? Was far more important to them than why it was said in the first place. It was essentially, we feel like we're losing some kind of power here. But to Dr. Scholler, she is always brought on to give this is about my skin color position. There was a nurse over here that got done for being a serial killer, and she said that's just that example of white privilege, because if she was black, she would have got caught earlier. Like, she always takes that on any kind of topic. It's basically the only reason she's dragged onto news reports.
Well, she sounds like just a massive racist, honestly.
She is.
Yeah. And I find it interesting, her whole spiel about her lived experience and basically saying, I was offended, and if you're not offended with me, you're erasing my experience. And they're trying to basically say, you're trying to get me to die or something like that. That's the extremity that they go to. And it's like, no. We don't give a crap how you feel, because you're an awful narcissist who wants to make everything about yourself. Shut up. We don't care about you.
It's the people who say silence is violence. They exaggerate everything.
I say a lot of people on the internet, shall we say, from different various demographics, they are just dying for an excuse. Just desperate for an excuse to go back to the old faithful. And there hasn't been anything in a while, let's just say for about 5 or 6 years or so, that's allowed people to respond in a certain way. And this they're not bothered. It's like most things. They're not bothered about context. They're not bothered about the context of it or the reality of it. They just want to get to the perceived implications of it. And they will disingenuously defend that until they're invited on places like this or news programs or Fox or their own channels or their own TED Talks or whatever it may be, which gives them the center stage, the narcissistic validation that they need to play their victim card, because it's the only fucking card they have in their deck over and over again. And then I'll unfortunately have to be silent for a while because nothing's happening. And then something else will kick off and they will be like, yes, time to be that victim I can be again. They fucking love it. This bitch's fucking eyes are lit up. Her face is happy. She's so fucking thrilled to be the center of attention. And she's just a racist pig.
Yes.
It's not even just that. It's about power and control over someone else, that I can destroy your life now.
Yeah.
And it's kind of, I'm better than you, but it doesn't require any effort. It's like you have done something. I can like try and appear to be your better kind of thing. Just because you have done something that I know society is already on my side. I am pushing against an open door. And that's what a lot of it is. It is burn the witch all of a sudden. It's just the modern version of that. There's a new person I can throw under the bus.
What clip do we have here?
This, you refused to accept it. You said this has to be the whitest non-apology from John Davison. It's exactly how racist white people don't take responsibility. Can we talk about it, or is that ableist? He shouldn't be apologizing for his disability, so why is sorry the hardest thing to say for the impact of his words? So you carried on calling him a racist, even when he explained to you and to everyone who was calling them that actually he has no control over what he says. You continued to call this man who has suffered his entire life from people stereotyping him in this manner.
And I appreciate you
to brand him a racist.
I appreciate you advocating for him. But if you take the time to listen and watch my videos and everything else I've said, I've explained quite frankly. I understand.
Pause for a second. Why would he take the time to listen to all your fucking shit videos when you didn't take the time to watch the movie like Piers did?
And you're against
that would have explained absolutely everything to even a fucking dumbass like you.
Take 2 minutes be honest, she doesn't fucking care. She doesn't care at all.
Of course not. Okay, no, they don't care. That's the whole point about this. This is just jumping on an opportunity to be oppressed and be a victim and play your fucking commie gobbledygook games. And it's not about actually showing empathy or acceptance. And her mind isn't changed at all. She is just focused on one thing because she's not very smart. She's just not a very smart person.
She keeps focusing on the intent. The impact, not the intent, right? And that's the thing that is so stupid about this is like, when it comes to
her
racism,
intelligence level won't let her get past that.
Yes,
I mean,
it
it
is
just
about
won't.
intent. I
and
understand
her hate,
the impact
her racism won't let her get past that because that's what she is. She's just a fucking racist.
100%, and that's one thing. You showed a lot of restraint, Gary, because that's the first thing I would have called
fucking blood.
Yeah, it's like you're a fucking racist bitch. Is what I would have said.
Syndrome, how Tourette syndrome works in terms of the fact that the words come out involuntarily. But as I explained in my videos, racism does not require intent to be racist. That is why I said it was racist. That does not change. My apology does not change that. It is a racist statement that does not require intent. Tourette syndrome, what it does is it explains how it happens, doesn't justify why it happens because impact is what defines it. So when I talked about what was being paraded,
what about the impact of the fucking retardation you spread in the world every day? I think that's what we should be concerned about. But there's not much I can do about it.
Racism does not need intent to be racist.
100%
what a freaking wild statement. It's like, that means anything bad that might happen to a black person is racist.
Absolutely.
Yeah, but that's the actual philosophy.
That's the reason.
Say Abraham Epps Kendi or anyone like that will say that racism is anything which produces racially disparate outcome. It's a structural, systemic problem. Any minor difference in any area of life, anywhere, is evidence of systemic racism. The racism is kind of like an evil vapor in the air, and it just sometimes rears its ugly head. It's like a demon or like a sand djinn that sometimes jumps into random words, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh no, now you're racist for saying that. Or the racism has infected you, so we now need to scapegoat you to make sure that nobody else in the world ever thinks about saying anything even remotely similar to that ever again. Because as Bruce says, it is a power play.
It's a power play, and it's systematic. And the hilarious and scary thing in her philosophy, how do you actually eradicate the racism once all the white people are gone?
Yeah, that's
how you do it.
the vagueness of boundaries is part of the tactic, because it's like, if everything is, if you might be racist for anything, you have to come to me and I will tell you whether you're being racist or not. You have to do what I say. You have to employ me. You have to give me more work and more money. This is a lot of what DEI was about. I always have to be in the room, and that's why all the rules don't contradict each other and are all over the place, because then it gives me power over you, as I'm essentially the judge, jury, and executioner of everything.
What pisses me off about all this is that we've destroyed the word racist and racism. It once was about people that felt superior to another group of people, and now it's, well, you disagree with me, therefore you must be racist. And the word literally means nothing now, and it's just like
Ryan said it earlier. The reaction from this will create more racism.
100%.
Absolutely, 100% will create more.
Yeah, because it causes resentment.
Yeah,
a man with a mental condition screaming the N-word is not going to create more racist. It's not going to make people more racist. Black people having an absolute fucking meltdown and attacking and bullying and calling for the death and segregation of a disabled dude, that will create more racism.
Indeed.
So congratulations.
Well, the thing that's so insane about all this, they were literally going after a guy in Australia who was a sports reporter because he had the same name. And he's like, I'm not Scottish. I don't have Tourette's. I live in Australia. I have nothing to do with this. It's like, this is fucking insane because they have the exact same name.
Well, the whole thing was insane, but Grace just made it more insane, and she'll probably be just fine. I don't want to see her downfall. This is, the great thing about free speech. People can be as retarded as they want, and this won't be the last time she is. That's right. She still thinks she's right.
Grace, we're all about equal opportunity here. As the equal opportunity officer for FNT, we're all about equal opportunity.
Yep.
Which means if a woman says something fucking retarded, we're going to treat you exactly the same as we would when a man says it.
Indeed.
So congratulations, Grace.
Did she apologize for anything, even a little bit?
No.
I know.
She was demanding an apology from others.
Yeah, like
she's the victim.
Let's just be real. If somebody has to tell you to apologize, or if there has to be a certain amount of backlash for you to apologize, it doesn't mean anything.
No.
At all. It just doesn't. So I think that Grace owes John Davidson an apology, but I don't think she should be forced to give one because it doesn't mean anything if you're bullied into it or pressured into it or think you need to do this because it makes you look better. That means absolutely fucking nothing for anybody.
It's like the fake doctor. Like, she was like, I apologize. I apologize. Yeah, only after you were
I
pressured.
Nobody fucking cares.
Still racist, but I'm sorry I worded it poorly, but he's still racist. That's her whole apology.
Yeah. It's interesting when you bring up fake doctor and I'm not that kind of doctor, because according to her Wikipedia, she was awarded an honorary doctorate. So she didn't actually qualify as it. The university gave it to her for her contributions to race equality and combating discrimination.
Just remind us
quickly. She is literally a doctor of racism.
Just remind us real quick
Sounds like
what account she unfollowed.
Yeah, she got into a big Twitter row with Auschwitz. Because she said that they supported genocide, which is a rather remarkable place for Auschwitz.
She was like getting really triggered that they didn't post anything about Free Palestine, and they said you must support genocide if you don't if you haven't posted about Free Palestine.
Free Palestine, Auschwitz.
Scroll down.
Wow.
I unfollowed you after your disgraceful endorsement of Israel's extermination, ethnic cleansing, and genocide of the Palestinians. The museum should be ashamed of itself. Never again means never again anymore. You're an embarrassment to humanity. My commitment to ending injustice. Dr. Shola, Wakanda Forever. I don't know.
It's another example.
Star Wars name.
It's a very example. It's the same power play thing that comes across. What they spot about that is that obviously the remembrance of the Holocaust is an extremely socially powerful thing. Whether you agree with officially defining anti-Semitism or not, like that has been quite useful. It's quite a powerful word to throw around, and they've seen that that is a powerful word to throw around. And so what they do is they say, we are going to now strip that from you, the people it was created to defend, and we're going to use it ourselves. It's one of the reasons the genocide accusation gets thrown around so often about Israel specifically, where it doesn't get thrown around about other regimes where actual genocides are recurring, is that this is all a power game to them. It's part of their agenda, and it's quite obvious, except that apparently seemingly lots and lots of people sort of believe it and go in for it.
Yeah. And it's just this cycle that's never going to end. After I got off that, I messaged Maul real quick, and I'm like, I'm starting to think we're in trouble. I'm starting to think Western civilization's in a little bit of trouble right now.
Glad you finally caught up.
It's been for a while, man.
Jesus Christ. Holy shit. All right. We are going to talk about the big news that happened yesterday, day before yesterday, can't remember. Paramount Skydance poised to acquire Warner Brothers Discovery after Netflix bows out of the bidding war. Netflix says WBD deal was no longer financially attractive. Warner Brothers now says sale to Paramount will create tremendous value for our shareholders. Because there's no value on Paramount right now. Now, there's a lot of talk about this, and Netflix would have been a terrible option for theatrical, physical media. It would have been gone. And Warner Brothers, the one thing they've been really good at is physical media.
Yes.
They've always, and it would have disappeared. So no more Lord of the Rings, 4Ks, none of that stuff. If it's distributed through one, unless the deal breaks somehow and the Tolkien estate gets it back and then makes more Rings of Power bullshit. Who knows? But I think we'll come up with it later. There is a list of all the stuff they are going to be in charge of. But I think initially we should discuss like both sides of this argument. Now, there's some people out there who are thinking, man, this is going to be a return to traditional storytelling. That we're all the woke shit's going to go away. And the other side thinks all the woke shit is going to go away because Ellison's best buds with Trump. David Ellison has been working in Hollywood for years. He's a Nepo baby. His dad's a multi-billionaire. He's run Skydance, and he's run Skydance pretty well. I mean, they've done, they worked with Tom Cruise and Mission Impossible, so they've done some good stuff. And they've also made Jar Jar Trek. So, and the Kurtzman Trek that we have right now, they are responsible for. They created the aesthetic for it. Alex Kurtzman wrote on Into Darkness, and it's basically what we have here. Now, I think they got the keys to the kingdom for Paramount. Skydance did, Ryan. It was August of last year, if I remember correctly. It hasn't been that long, right?
I think so. You're right. It has not been long at all. Skydance acquired Paramount. Well, it might have been 2024.
Maybe it was 2024. Maybe they've had it for like a year and a half.
Until 2025 or something, but yeah.
So they've had it for a little while, but a lot of deals were in place before they got there, and they have to honor the deals, right? But I know I know every person on this panel would agree with me that all deals can be broken. You could have shit canned Starfleet Academy and it would have never seen the light of day, and you would have been better off for it.
I actually did some research into this yesterday after watching the most recent episode of Starfleet Academy because it was so bad. You were looking at, they would have taken a write-off of around $400 million for not airing the show, but they would have had to have paid out to terminate those contracts close to $100 million. So that what I would then say is, what's the value of the Star Trek brand? You just acquired Paramount. You spent all this money acquiring Paramount. You have the unlimited money glitch. You've got all the money in the world, got more money than God. How much is Star Trek actually worth? And would it have been worth that $100+ million? Because that's all it would have been to clean slate and set a new standard for what Star Trek was going to be. Apparently not.
The Star Trek franchise is worth approximately $10 billion. $10 billion. So I think $100 million to save the brand is chump change to them and money well spent.
Right.
I mean, there's also you could throw the other people under the bus. You could use this as an example of and just come out and publicly say it. This is crap. This is what we don't want to do. This is what Star Trek will not be. Look at what these last people made. We're not going to be making this again. And you basically use this as the reason why you have to totally overhaul the franchise. So
I think that valuation is a bit high, by the way.
I think that I don't know where you found that. I think
I just Googled it.
So. I think that
braved it, to be honest with you.
Them saying how much money has Star Trek made in its entirety in revenue throughout the course of its 60-year history, as opposed to
Let me word it different.
So to respond to Disra's point, because that's a great point. There are clauses in the contracts with Kurtzman and everybody else involved, and even Holly Hunter here, that if they were to say anything like that and say, well, we didn't think it was good, so we shelved it, they would be able to sue for a specific form of defamation. Now, I'm no lawyer, but there's a specific form in the clauses that they would be able to sue for, because that would impact them being able to get jobs and be paid at that caliber that they were running Star Trek for.
Wow.
So
they don't deserve it.
It doesn't matter. It would trigger a lawsuit. And I was trying to figure out what would be the easiest way and like the most general way to just pay people off and go away. It's about 100 to 150 million. But you have to be very delicate about it. There has to be a reason. You can't. It's not a Batgirl thing. Batgirl, they said this is not good enough because there were no clauses. They were allowed to say that. But in Hollywood, they're usually you cannot besmirch the people that are working on your stuff unless there are specific limitations for it.
That's like the people that negotiate golden parachutes if they get fired from your company. Yes. Like anyone that starts negotiating, you can't say anything bad about me. If it's true, don't hire them. They're planning something.
I mean, thinking about what they could do, because this is just a disaster with Starfleet Academy. They wouldn't do this, but this is like me just trying to spitball. Because what if they just retconned everything, did a whole new series?
We're gonna get to that real quick. Okay. We're gonna get to speculation because there is some chatter about that. We'll say, Shad. But I'll just read this real quick and then we will discuss. But Paramount Skydance is poised to acquire Warner Brothers Discovery in its entirety after a whirlwind afternoon in which Netflix dropped out of the hunt despite having reached an agreement in December to acquire most of WBD, but not all. Netflix on Thursday afternoon formally declined to increase its offer for Warner Brothers Discovery after WBD declared Paramount's deal superior to that agreement it already had in hand with Netflix. And I think it pumped it up to $32 a share. And I think everybody agrees that they're overpaying. David Zaslav has done his job. He's driven the stock up. It's tripled in the last, couple of years or however much time they have been talking about the sale. So he did his job. So like
anybody who bought it would have been overpaying. They're paying a crazy amount of money, and they are not paying because Warner Brothers is a successful, profitable, well-run company right now. They are paying for the potential future with all the different IPs and the back library that they have access to and all that shit. Because Warner Brothers is continuing to lose money. Fuck, Paramount is losing money as it is. So the stock was trading around $10 to $12 per share less than 6 months ago, before the rumors about them potentially going up for sale happened. The rumors started, stock shot up. Not because people thought, wow, Warner Brothers has made such an incredible turnaround, but because people knew that this was going to sell probably for close to $30 a share, so they got in on it and stock went up. And it's turning out $31 per share was the Paramount offer. With the ticker, for as long as it takes to get it actually through, it'll go up another quarter per share every couple months or something, that they don't close the deal. That's a lot of fucking money and a lot of debt for Paramount to take on.
Yes.
What's the total?
It's crazy.
Total? What would be the total figure for the acquisition?
110 billion roughly?
Around $110 billion, the total acquisition. Yeah.
Yep. And they're getting everything, which is I still see this as an antitrust problem that still has to pass the sniff test, despite Ellison being a buddy of Trump or not, because this does include broadcast networks. So we have CBS buying CNN essentially too.
That should be a problem.
That should be a major problem. So what happens to CNN? What happens to the broadcast? Which is, by the way, the worthless part of this deal. Actually brings the value down at this point.
But isn't CNN?
I don't think private? CBS buying CNN is Like
Yeah, 'cause-
we can talk about it from what we
Paramount owns CBS and Warner Brothers owns CNN.
Yeah, but
So-
CNN's not public.
Those aren't those. Only one of those is a broadcast network. This is not like them buying NBC or ABC or whatever.
It's still cable. It is still broadcast.
But it's still cable. But then I mean,
cable.
against the antitrust case, there's also the fact that CNN's done an incredibly good job of lowering its market share anyway. So like antitrust will come into it. If CNN were already a huge player in sort of cable news markets, and it was joining up with another huge player in cable news markets, and it got an effective majority of all viewers of cable news everywhere, then maybe there would be, I mean, antitrust would be interested in that. I don't think it should get involved, but there might be a case for it. But CNN isn't a hugely successful cable news organization anymore.
No. If we lose CNN out of this, that'd be great. Either way, if they ditch it. And that's what Zaslav was eventually going to just split it off. And they were going to have two separate, again, split up WB again, which has been split up before. I don't know if he was going to sell it off. I don't know. I just think that antitrust still is a problem. I don't personally care. I think the Netflix deal would have gone through if Netflix bought them. I think Netflix probably had a good argument that this isn't a monopoly.
Although, I mean, I don't know, because that's itself kind of an interesting one, because if Netflix had taken on additional parts of the streaming market as part of its deal with one, and Netflix is already by far, I think, the largest streaming network, there would be a stronger antitrust case to make against that particular part of the deal, just because of the amount of market share it's taking on. I still wouldn't have supported antitrust getting involved in it, but I can see that argument having been stronger in that instance, whereas now it's, Paramount Plus merging with HBO. It's a okay, nobody watches Paramount Plus. It's got Star Trek on it, so why would they? I don't see it being a problem.
Yeah.
Paramount has a much smaller footprint in the media space, a much smaller share of the entire media landscape when you're talking about everything combined, and when you're just talking about streaming whatever, than Netflix does. So in theory, it should be easier to get past the antitrust regulations. Now, there's going to be activists in California that do everything they can to block it, specifically in California. They've already announced they're going to try to do that. Who knows how long they could delay something like this. But yeah, I don't think regulatory-wise, it should be easier for it to get past than if Netflix had bought them. But I think Netflix... say what you will about the shit that they put out and blah, blah, blah. I think they are much more financially sound than a lot of other companies out there. Netflix already knew they were overpaying for this, but they were willing to overpay to maybe get access to all these IPs and all the backlogs of their all their catalogs, all that shit. However, by not matching the over-the-top $31 per share for the entire company thing from Paramount, and they say, no, we're good. Because they had the agreement, they are going to receive, I forget what the number was, but it's billions of dollars.
Like guaranteed money,
dollars, I think.
Wow.
You can sort of tell how the market, I mean, I haven't checked the latest figures, but from, I think the last time I did look at it, Netflix's share price has gone up more than Paramount's has in response to this news, which kind of tells you what the market thought of the price of Warner, that they're kind of semi-relieved, I think, that Netflix isn't going. You could argue as well that Netflix has played a blinder. They've driven this price up and up and up and up and up, and now one of their major competitors is forking out a ridiculous amount of money on top of all the debt they already have for something that isn't doing particularly well at the moment. So Netflix has kind of done fairly well out of this either way.
Well, if you remember, when they announced they were buying it, their stock took a fucking dive.
Really?
Their stock took a dive hardcore when they officially said that they were buying Paramount. So it did see a big rebound when they got out of it. And yeah, they're going to get several $1 billion just because Warner Brothers broke the deal and is going with someone else. That comes out of Paramount's wallet, obviously. So that's an easy fucking couple billion in chump change for Netflix.
And they're fine. And what you brought up is, I believe, Ryan, they were buying it with their money. Netflix has tons of liquid around, and Paramount is using primarily investors, but it's happening now. Their stock is at $13.50. I don't care what it is. I don't see it popping up like Netflix's stock. And yeah, they played a game. They backed out. They're going to make a few, some billions of dollars out of it, and watch their competitors try. So we now have two companies that were in debt are now merging from being bought by a production company that is backed by Silicon Valley tech money.
Not just Silicon Valley, like Saudi Arabian, UAE, Qatar. It's basically money from all over. You got money from Muslims. You got money from Jews. You got money from America. It's everywhere, seemingly, in this all wrapped up. And Paramount already has $14 billion in debt. It will be taking on Warner Brothers $35-ish billion in debt. Plus, however much they're specifically financing and borrowing from other people and other entities to buy this, to make this purchase, they are going to have so much fucking debt. And right now, as it stands, Paramount is not a company that is making money. Warner Brothers is also not a company that is making money. So you have the merging of two companies which are not making money in a desperate effort to let's fix it. Let's get it fixed. Let's turn these IPs around. Let's take advantage of this stuff. And maybe 10 years down the line, we will start churning this out and start paying that off. That is a high risk proposition.
But it shouldn't be a high risk problem, because there's a very simple solution that no one wants to talk about, and it's just make better stuff. The people out there, people are sitting on their wallets, burning holes in their pockets. Even though we're living in a pretty rough economic time, people want to buy stuff with the little that they have. People want to see good movies. They want to play good video games. They want to see the best television shows, but these companies are incapable of producing that. So you could acquire Scooby-Doo and Superman, but if you can't make Scooby-Doo and Superman, you're going to keep bleeding money.
It's kind of baffling that they would take such an astronomical risk like this and go in such crazy debt when the forecast for the, I guess, the health and prosperity of Hollywood and mainstream entertainment could not be worse, especially with AI, just looming over everything. It's like, I can't believe that they're going so hard in on this. It doesn't look like it's going to turn out well, honestly.
Now, David Ellison has said multiple times that they plan to embrace AI and the benefits that it could potentially have, while being obviously being cagey about, he's not saying we're going to fire everybody, replace everybody with AI, but they have said they're going to try to leverage AI to their advantage.
Also, as to the risk, Allison has said before that if they didn't get Warner Brothers, it wouldn't be the end of the world. They have a way to make Paramount profitable. This was their way of accelerating getting to profitability faster by taking on all of this stuff. So he actually thinks this somehow, by taking on more debt, is less risky. I don't see how that works in reality. Just do they think because they've got more IPs that just means more money inevitably? That's not how that works.
You have higher upside, right? With these IPs, with these
more potential.
IPs, you have higher upside and potential to recoup that. But you have to show us you can make good things. You know what I mean?
Yes.
That has to be what happens.
And unless they were planning on selling streaming rights or something, but I don't know why they would want to do that. But
I can't say outside of Taylor Sheridan, particularly for Paramount Plus, who they're letting walk in 2028. I haven't really seen it. Mobland, they're making Mobland. What Paramount movies are coming out this year?
I have no idea.
Okay, let's stop.
Scream 7.
Scream 7. There you go. Protest it. So here's a list of everything that Paramount will control: HBO Max, CNN, CBS, DC Studios, Cartoon Network, Adult Swim, Paramount Plus, Nickelodeon, MTV, Showtime, TNT, Comedy Central, Turner Classic Movies, DC Comics. That's a conversation by itself. That is an entire how is Paramount going to deal with the publishing division? Are they going to keep them autonomous? Are they going to cut them? I mean, before we even move on, what is going to happen for sure is redundancies and layoffs. That's what happens with every merger.
Yep.
So when I was posted about this, on X, I said, hey, this is the better of two bad. The best option would have been Warner Brothers surviving on their own. That would have been the best option. So Paramount is definitely better than Netflix. Selfish reasons, physical media, and for theatrical. But we're still going to get less theatrical movies than what we have gotten if we had two separate independent studios. That number will still shrink. And we've seen that happen with Fox and Disney. We now have 10 to 12 to 14 less films, major films in theaters each year because of that merger, right? So they also will control Game of Thrones, The Lord of the Rings, Harry Potter, Star Trek, Mission Impossible, Transformers, The Conjuring, A Quiet Place, Mortal Kombat, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Looney Tunes, Tom and Jerry, Beetlejuice, Gremlins, SpongeBob SquarePants, Avatar, The Last Airbender, and Dora the Explorer, Ryan's favorite. So, and Warner Brothers is in debt, and they sold because they have been complete fucking idiots with the stuff they control, with everything, absolutely everything.
Just having the rights to the top 6, like it should just be printing constant money with no risk at all.
It's not only the rights to the top 6, but the rights to the top 6 combined with control over HBO, which has done a good job and proven to have done a good job with a number of particularly TV dramas. I mean, Lord of the Rings under HBO, given roughly the same treatment as Night of the Seven Kingdoms, would be probably much better than Lord of the Rings under Amazon, as just one example. But they weren't using their best talent for their best products, and it sort of remains to be seen whether Paramount would.
Would this deal mean that Paramount at the end would have more large IPs than Disney, or would Disney still be winning on that front?
It really depends on like what you consider a large IP, because Disney probably has access to massive IPs that are huge, but we don't even fucking think about them that way. You know what I mean? Because it might be consumed a lot, but it's by kids. So
also, how would you define it?
Shit, and buying toys for kids and everything like that. You know what I mean?
There's also.
Would you say Finding Nemo or Toy Story, or would you say Pixar? Because you could break it down, and then Disney has
or Marvel or Iron Man
just,
and that kind of thing.
Exactly. So as far as
correct, yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Like those things all fall under the Disney banner, just like all of these things fell under the Warner Brothers banner year before. So Disney has a lot
with those. Let's say top 4 franchises right there. Game of Thrones is based on an unfinished story where they're just doing side projects and prequels. Lord of the Rings made the greatest trilogy ever made, and your only option in the world that they control would be to remake it, or keep slipping in like little prequels and stuff. They don't really have. Yeah, The Hunt for Gollum, which is just fucking ridiculous. Harry Potter, they announced a TV show. Is Paramount going to change the casting of Black Snape?
The problem is it's already filming in 2.
It's already filming. Yeah.
And beyond that,
funny, though.
And they can't.
One of the important things to keep in mind, Paramount is not actually going to take control of Warner Brothers
for a while.
Probably 6 to 12 months, just to be realistic.
So that project's in. So Harry Potter is already in motion. They can't really change it. Star Trek, they are allowing Star Trek to continue under Kurtzman for at least the next 6 to 12 months, maybe a little longer, because we're getting 2 seasons of Strange New Worlds. And we're getting another season of Starfleet Academy after this.
Jesus.
So there's the brand damage on Star Trek. Mission Impossible is done. Tom Cruise is old. Transformers, Paramount's been in control of that.
The Mission Impossible 9.
You could do a Mission Impossible TV series and just have Mission of the Week, take it back to its roots. You'd make money.
That would probably be best.
Please.
Yep. That would
Can
probably
we
be
go
best.
back to some Monster of the Week, Villain of the Week, TV
somehow get Taylor Sheridan involved, and hey,
they can't do that.
I know, but still.
One of the other things to factor in with all of this, say for like the rights to the Harry Potter movies, if you make this TV show and you could get revenue from that, maybe 20 years down the line you can make more movies and get money from that. But also the ones that are made, you control those. So if you rent to Netflix for 6 months the Harry Potter series, or the way they rent it to NBC Universal and shit like that, even for the things that have been made and the massive back catalog of shit that is involved with all these franchises, those are still money makers for these companies. You're not putting anything out, but you're just getting it from people watching, or people are sharing it, licensing out to different streaming services, all of that shit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yep. So if we go to Star Trek, so the point I was making is like, those are great franchises, and Night of the Seven Kingdoms that we're going to talk about, that's great, but they're like moving forward. There's nothing there. There's absolutely nothing there. And you're not really doing anything new. You can't make any more Harry Potter movies because you're making the series. Lord of the Rings trilogy already done. And if you remade it, it would be shit. there's nowhere to move forward. Game of Thrones, unfinished story, unless you remade it. So like your only real options are remaking it or slipping in prequels or side stories. So they're not their value is in name alone at this point, but they don't have a lot of great prospects coming up. And Star Trek.
One of the things you're also forgetting, and I know, Gary, I'm sure this is on the back of your mind because you're a pro gamer. They also have control of WB Games and those gaming properties, right?
Yes.
So people have been begging for a new Lord of the Rings game and shit like that. Obviously, we saw what happened with Hogwarts Legacy and the potential Hogwarts Legacy 2 coming out in recent years. Like, that was massive for them, clearly. So that's another thing when it comes to Mortal Kombat, when it comes to all that shit. Falls under WB Games.
I think you guys are underestimating Dora the Explorer dominance that we have here. We're going to get a Dora the Explorer empire.
There we go.
Next.
Hola, me llama Dora.
Dora-verse.
Oh, no. There's ICE agents at my door.
Oh, no, me gusta. I have to go back to my country now.
And I'm really curious, like, what happens to DC Comics. Like, I think
that's what I was going to say. Yeah, it strikes me the biggest potential that they could make money out of would be the DC Comics and all the potential of characters, but they need someone who actually knows what to do with it.
Well, let's just keep Jim Lee there, and he can make sketchbooks and
go fishing.
And then there's James Gunn. There's James Gunn who, just took this big deal, and now the company is sold out from under him. So he's not on a good foundation at all. And now he's got a whole new set of people coming in a year, right? That are going to have to, he's going to need to impress them to keep paying for his movies. And he's Universal.
He can impress them with the $1 billion that Supergirl's going to make at this.
You know what? You're right. I sit corrected. Supergirl is gonna keep that DCU going. And if that farts out, what happens there? Do you restart the DCU again?
Well, it's okay, because then Clayface that's going to come out next year as well, and that's going to sort everything out for him.
I thought that was Halloween. Did they move that?
I think Clayface.
Clayface was this year.
This year,
originally, yeah.
It's this year.
Yep, late in the year.
It's next year, as.
Oh no!
Yeah, October 23rd.
Oh yeah.
There we go.
It's March on fucking Sunday. Fuck. Guys, I think I slept in.
Yeah, no, the James Gunn stuff's going to be funny to watch over time, and we'll see if it gets gaslit as much as it did when the company was for sale after it's been sold. That'll be curious too. Very curious.
I'm just going to wait for the first person to take the Zack Snyder characters and create the first Snyderverse movie using C Dance 2.0, and it'll be better than any film that anything from any of them have come from the last 16 fucking years, probably. And it's just like, oh god.
One of my favorite things about some of those AI fucking C Dance videos, whatever they're floating around, even though I think they're all garbage and slop, Shad, just for the record. One of my favorite things is that in any of them, when it's like Superman versus Thanos or this, anytime Superman's there, it's Henry Cavill's Superman.
Yes.
It's David Gordon.
Yeah, it is.
So funny.
I would be amazed, though, if James Gunn hasn't made AI of himself as Superman. Like, he's the kind of person who would be putting himself into all the superhero positions.
There was a report that James Gunn,
as he sits in his little chair in the corner.
He would make his wife those characters because then she could carry him and hold him.
And then she'd peg him.
There are some screenshots floating around from James Gunn on Threads alleging that he forgot to switch his account.
Oh, yeah.
I saw that.
The problem is I see those screenshots, but I don't see anything that is to me like proof as opposed to just screenshots somebody took, who's obviously like hates James Gunn. So it's tough to know if that's photoshopped or not, honestly. But yeah, there are screenshots floating around of James Gunn saying something and then James Gunn replying, "Thank you so much, James Gunn. You are you are so stunning. DC's lucky to have you." And people like, he forgot to switch to his alt account.
Oh no, whatever.
But it would be really easy to Photoshop that. So
that's why I saw it. I'm like,
that's how didn't Brianna Wu get caught doing that, trying to send himself, whatever.
Yes,
Death
that
threat.
happened.
A few times.
Yeah. Yes,
Yeah.
that happened. Yeah, that's right. So
Fucking
Star
idiot.
Trek, which is Kurtzman,
Paramount.
which is Paramount, which Paramount has released, and I think we've discussed that they could cancel it. They could absolutely cancel it.
Like they
At the
canceled
very
Halo,
least,
which they
very
made.
least, they could cancel season 2. They could just say enough. We're not going to do anymore. That's it. So word on the street is it's done. Like, I don't think this surprises anybody. Once Kurtzman's done with his next 2 shows, he won't get any more. And they're going to move on, and they're already planning. Like, I think JJ's gone. Kelvin Timeline's gone. They're going to do, I think somebody mentioned there's 2 proposed movies. I know of one.
Yeah,
I know of one. Well, here's the problem, comics. I talked to somebody, and they say, yeah, they want to do 2 movies. So I asked this person who's very much in the know. I'm also, what's the plan? And they're all, oh, they don't have one.
Of course.
I'm all, none at all. Like, no ideas, none. As a matter of fact, I was told, and I'm paraphrasing what the guy said, they don't know where to start. So
undo the damage. That's where you start.
The fact that they who produce this shit, who internally know all Kurtzman, you wouldn't know where to start. That shows you the confusion. They're probably, and this probably has a lot to do with they're still buying a bunch of shit. They don't have everything, they're still figuring out. They just bought Paramount. So they're still figuring out Paramount. This is basically still the Paramount of old that they have taken over, and they're still trying to find their way in it and get settled. And they've been focusing on Warner Brothers. So the name, and this has been rumored already, the name that they're floating out there to control Star Trek, not showrun day to day, but to control Star Trek is Ronald D. Moore. That's who they want. That's who they've circled to bring back, which I think 100,000 people suggested that, 5 or 6 years ago. Yeah.
Their issue is, though, Star Trek isn't really a movie franchise. It was always TV first. It's a bit like videos are what get you known, and streaming is how you interact with your viewers. That's kind of what Star Trek is. The movies were there because people already liked Star Trek and so wanted them to be in a bit more of an expensive thing where, where you can put the entire ship on pneumatics and stuff and make everything a bit more impressive.
Yeah.
If you want to launch a new universe or a new series, you do it in a TV series, because you have to, it actually does require the time to set up the characters and the interaction and everything to make you care about the movies.
Yes. And the bummer, Disbrew, you've heard this is for the audience. Everybody's heard this. Star Trek Legacy was the spinoff from Picard season 3, which still, I don't know if it would have been good or not.
I didn't like it. I didn't like the characters that were going to go into it. Really.
Yeah, but it was proposed as a 20 episode series. That was the whole thing. We're gonna keep the budget down. It's gonna be on a ship, a lot of bottle episodes, and a 20 episode series, and that's kind of what Star Trek needs to be, right?
Yeah, and it keeps the costs down because you're reusing the same sets for 20 episodes.
Yep.
I just don't know how you make it a viable franchise anymore. It's aged out of 2 generations. You've had almost 10 years of Kurtzman Trek, and they have been chasing the young audience for 10 fucking years, and they haven't gotten them, which is hilarious.
Can't they just get like Sydney Sweeney involved or Sabrina Carpenter?
They have they put hot women in it. It doesn't help.
Not after if the gay audience would have already been there for Starfleet Academy if that was going to work.
Or they could put clavicular in it.
No, they need to write. They need to write science fiction, smart, science fiction, engaging science fiction that's character driven, which they can't do. They're completely incapable.
Well, that's
stop
the
writing for the
when
bottom
they say
rung.
like they don't know how to begin with it or where to begin with it. I mean, that just tells me that they have no awareness of what science fiction is, and nobody on staff who is particularly interested in it either. I mean, that's like the biggest takeaway from Starfleet Academy is that I don't think I've ever seen a science fiction show that is less science fiction than that. Nobody is interested in these topics and these stories and what you can do with this entire genre. The closest they've got to being interested in it, probably the first J.J. Abrams Star Trek film, and the approach they took with that to make Star Trek work in theaters was to turn it into Star Wars, and it did well, I guess. Didn't have legs though, because it didn't really give you any characters to sort of stick around with. And I could see them maybe going for something like that again. Maybe they think it will work a second time. We'll do a big bombastic Star Wars style Star Trek movie. No one's watching the shows. It'll be treated by the general audience as a fresh start, and we can build off of that. And maybe we can do a TV show off the back of its popularity. But you would have to get people on board who actually want to write that kind of thing, and they don't seem to know any of them.
The issue here is that the damage is already done, and what they need to do is let it take a break for 10 years and let's move past this era of shitty television, and then maybe we can find some good writers again and revive Star Trek. But now I think it's not the time. People have simply lost interest in it because of the brand damage, just like everything else.
Even if you were to continue from where it is now, you need an on-ramp. There needs to be some kind of a rebirth to this, because going into Starfleet Academy, if you don't know what's going on here, you have no idea what's going on here. They do a terrible job of introducing you to the world. Well,
that's the thing. They actually don't do a terrible job. They give you all the information. It's just that's all the information there is. This is not a deep thing. The burn is literally just everything exploded. Like that's the begin. There is no deeper context that people are missing from Discovery. It's just like it's for a sci-fi series. The background, the lore is really shallow and basic. And it makes you feel it's like the last episode. You feel like I don't know the play. Do I need to know the play to understand it? I don't know. Did they know the play? You constantly feel confused and like it's lacking.
There's also a target market problem. So not only is there an on-ramp problem, this show doesn't know who it's. I mean, it does kind of know who it's for, tongue in cheek, but it doesn't know who it's for. It doesn't know who it's supposed to be catering to. The show is presented as if it's for children, and then there's fornication, perverted jokes, swearing. So it's clearly not for children, but it's clearly not for Star Trek fans or even new Star Trek fans, because it has no identity.
They said it's for teens and early 20s. That's what they said. Not for children. They said it's for teens and early 20s.
But it presents itself, and the way that they present these ideas is for kids.
They act like kids. Like Sam acts like a child.
I think it's made for 19, 20, 21-year-olds in fucking LA and San Francisco. And quite frankly, I think a lot of them are fucking retarded. So I do think maybe they have geared it that way. Like it does seem stupid. It seems dumb.
The most retarded ones end up writing the show. So what they've really done is they've written it for themselves, and they've assumed that because probably all the people they know in their age group or remember from their age group are this childish, and so that's who they've written it for. And it turns out that there's not a huge crossover between that type of audience and the type of audience who traditionally enjoys science fiction generally or Star Trek in particular, because this ain't that.
Yeah, no. And they've done so much damage. I do not see how they could make a successful Star Trek film. Even if we say it's the best film in the world, no one gives a crap. They're not going to give them benefit of the doubt. They're not going to show up. The only way they could potentially salvage it is if they made a brilliant TV show on a low budget that slowly brought people in, word of mouth. If it was really good, it would spread. People would start, and it would start with a very small audience. They'll need to pick up, I reckon, from the Next Generation film, from that continuity onwards. So wipe the slate clean, rebuild the audience with genuine, sincere, good quality stuff, and then you could build up to a film that might be successful.
Every one of these franchises could be fixed with that philosophy, and not fixed in a sense to they will hit the heights that they did before, but they would survive and possibly grow someday, which would be erase everything in Doctor Who up to the 50th anniversary. Sorry, Capaldi. A lot of your stuff was woke. He was great, but a lot of his stuff was woke.
Agreed.
Get rid of everything Disney, fucking everything. Just start from Return of the Jedi, reincorporate the EU, and then you're off to the races. And with Star Trek, put everything Kurtzman. This is the easiest one. Put it all in the Kelvin timeline. It's all in the Kelvin timeline. Period.
What a giant freaking robot said? Did an article that what was it? The animation one that actually did do that essentially in the final episode. It put them all in a parallel galaxy. I would just use that as the reason.
You could definitely interpret it that way. I mean, I think it's a little bit of wish fulfillment because they just showed a Klingork. But
you can pick up on that, and it's like a lot of TV series. They will write and they just put a mystery thing in. They don't know where it's going, but then people think it's really smart when you call back to something 2 years ago. Just do that with Star Trek.
None of them are going to do that.
If you've been destroying something for 10 years, you're going to have to commit to rebuilding it for the same length of time to get the audience back and to get people willing to give you a chance. And it is far easier to do over a 20-episode series that goes on for half a year, that it builds up a reputation. People do tune in over time. But that's if you can even hire the right people. I still don't know.
And that's they completely lost with Star Trek, because it isn't one, it's 2 generations they've lost now.
Yes, 2.
With Star Trek, is that with Paramount, they created things like Prodigy and stuff like that, because they said we need to make Star Trek for children. And then now we've got Starfleet Academy. We're making Star Trek for teens and early 20s. And all of this is like we've already established and already mentioned today, written like fucking retards, right? Our Star Trek gave people credit. It was good writers that wrote good sci-fi that not just the adults could enjoy because it was family, but the children could enjoy. And as the children grew older, they would understand more of the context and the subtext of episodes which happened. So they would create something that would be visually stimulating for the young, which dragged you into Star Trek, beautiful ships, cool costumes, good characters. And then as you got older, you started to understand a lot more of the stories that they told. They didn't treat children like fucking idiots. And this is where we are. Lots of writers want to treat children like idiots. They don't understand how clever kids actually are and how, their minds just are such a sponge that they will absorb and it will fuel not just their intelligence, but it will fuel their imagination and things like that. There is nothing to imagine with Star Trek unless you're wanting to fuck some fucking Klingon in the ass or some flat fucking ass, flat-chested woman. There's no meat on this franchise anymore. It's a fucking skeleton. It's a rotten corpse. There's nothing to challenge you. Nothing to challenge you visually or fucking mentally.
No, echoing your point, as I literally, as like 12-year-old boy, went out with my other, friends of the same age, hiring Star Trek VHSs to watch together as mates, right? And it's like that. Are we the target audience? We were young teenage boys, well, not even teens at that point. And we love Star Trek. We ate it up, right? And so, no, they think they need to dumb it down because they think, well, I was going to say they think.
No, but it doesn't. No, they have to dumb it down because they're dumb.
Yes,
it doesn't matter. Even if a load of children were really thick, you don't dumb it down because if you write for the peak, everyone else just understands the same concepts on a certain level. Whereas if you write for the bottom wrong, everyone else despises it. And it is amazing the quality that had dropped on TV, children's TV. I think it was Beast Wars. When, I rewatched it. It was like 28, and that's got stories about fate and is life worth living if fate is real because you can't even make a decision about your own life. And if you can't make your own decisions, what's the point in it? I'm like, that's a really complex topic for an 8-year-old, and yet they've got it in an animation.
But again,
we haven't been showing them.
They used to have density like that. They used to have even some kind of bite to it. There was a reason to care. But I think it goes further than these writers are incompetent. Like we kind of know that, but I think what's scary about all of this is how everything becomes the same. And so you watch Star Trek. And every alien, which it's all about aliens and it's science fiction, and you could do anything with it. And every single character is just slightly different gray matter. So it's not even about reducing the ideas. It's just being the one idea, the singular ideas. And not like, it's up here or down here of what people can understand. No, you will understand what I put in front of you. And if you deviate from this, if you're not a shade of gray, if you're blue or green, or you think differently, you need to be corrected. And that's Starfleet Academy through and through.
It is, but I think the same is it's an extension of what Az was talking about. Is like it's not that we are focusing on these characters who are all the same instead of high concept. It's that the complete lack of high concept vision and the inability to actually tell a story that resembles something thoughtful. Just all you're left with at that point is the thing they've got left, which is, it's a show about teenagers. And it's for teenagers, and so every character has the same teenage problems. Every single episode is one or the other character going through saying, "Oh, it's such a burden having responsibility, and my parents were mean to me." Oh, but if you just believe in yourself, then you'll be fine. That's episode 1.
Yes.
Then the next episode, oh, it's the same thing. And the next one, oh, it's the same. And the next one. At no point in any of this is there any opportunity to talk about what it means to be so very different. Like all of these different species, these different races, where do they all come from? What are their different backgrounds? How do they view their place in the universe? Especially in this weirdly, it's one of the most dramatic times you could set a Star Trek show after the whole burn thing. You know, you've got the most conflict in the galaxy there's been for thousands of years. And all of these people have grown up in splendid isolation and they're coming together for the first time. It should be the moment to try and talk about how conflicting worldviews can be made to mix together. Because they don't think in these terms, all they have is just love story, love story, love story, love story. It's just the same episode again and again and again.
I actually think that the two things that you've both of you just mentioned are tied together. So the burn, they've said the burn is meant to just be replicate our world. So they made the situation of, you know, generations destroyed the economy, whatever, and the young are now rebuilding it. But if you notice in this, there are very few just like pure blood races. They're all just interbreeding now, and it is to make this all aliens the same. They're all the same strength. They're all of this, and that's the way that Star Trek told the stories from different sides. It was like, here's an issue. How would a hyper masculine warrior people think of this? How would a capitalist think of this? How would these people over here? And so by allowing all of them to interbreed, you've now destroyed all of those different perspectives because you only allowed the one. And then this is the correct way to think about it. The Klingon can't be allowed to think about it because he's wrong.
Yeah. They want homogeny ideas and ideals and everything, and that's kind of the reason why they're doing that.
Yeah, it's revealed in a couple of different ways. Cultural colonization is a good term for it, and it's sort of almost like cultural degradation as well. There's a couple of, I think, quite revealing things across several of the episodes. So you get the one time that they talk about what Klingons are by their nature, which is, you know, proud warrior race, warlike. They can never accept help from anybody from the outside. They must always fight for conquest. You know, that you would think that could be a really interesting thing to explore, particularly in this period of the galaxy. And the resolution is in 5 minutes at the end of the episode, after all of the pointless relationship shit. It's just like, oh, just bait them into attacking a planet and they'll just go. It's like, well, that's not very Klingon, but you weren't interested in what Klingons really are you? You were just using that as a launch pad for relationship drama. Then a previous episode, it's we're having debate club. Oh, no, it might be the same episode. We're doing debate club.
It is.
And what happens in debate club? Well, someone just tells you what the law is, and then they get given a point. It's like, so you're not actually debating within your show, which is set up to debate the issues about, you know, race, ethnicity, philosophy, background. All of it is just, well, this is what my boss says, and that means I'm right.
And,
well,
what's even worse is that debate club, the way that it ended was there wasn't even a debate. It ended with somebody taking the podium and saying what they wanted.
It was a monologue.
Dude,
but that
it was barely that. It was like the summation of a monologue at the end. And that was
that actually would have been the time when you needed a Klingon, because it would have been a great idea. Okay, Starfleet just wants to talk about everything. What happens if someone doesn't care about your talking and just punches you in the face? So then you get the Klingons versus the peaceful negotiators, and can you even negotiate if the other people just want to keep punching you?
The sweet summer children keep going, trying to apply logic to Kurtzman Trek. God bless you all.
That's the point. It's like all of this, it just, they don't think outwards. It's all turned inwards. It's about their feelings. That's why they had to create their own situation of their own world with their own people.
We joke, Disbrew, but we don't joke. Like, Alex Kurtzman is not a smart dude. No, he's not a smart dude. He's really good at bullshitting, but Hollywood's filled with like fucking crazy idiots. And they give him tons of money to run shows because they're not a problem. They know the right person. They can get it's the attitude is towards Kurtzman before the previous before Ellison took over was, does he get product out? That's it. Not Star Trek, product. So here's
that's one of the major things, just real quick before we get to that. It's one of the major problems with all of these streamers right now. So many of them are locked up in these contracts that started in this in like the inception of the streaming wars, right? Where everybody was like, hey, we need to rush to get stuff out. We're not going to do pilot episodes. We're not going to do quality control. We're going to sign people up for 3 seasons of this shit. We're going to give you a fuck ton of money because everyone needs content. And we are seeing the terrible ramifications of those decisions. And like Wizard was talking about this, hey, $100 million to buy them out of this contract versus this if you cancel it. It's like there are so many problems be like in the industry beyond just is this stuff good or bad. When you get into the financial side of things, when you get into the fucking competition with everything else they're dealing with, obviously, whether it's good or not is the biggest determining factor and the biggest problem if it's not good. But there's so much shit that they have fucked up over the past 5 years.
So this clip IGN put out, Kurtzman came out years ago, as you guys know, and said they're going to start using Star Trek as a platform for influence and not
prime example of that.
Entertainment, propaganda. Well, they decided to bake it, like really lean into that and put it into the show, which is funny.
Oh, you're all still asleep. Wakey, wakey, Aractogino and Bakey. Eyes up.
I can't stand.
Good afternoon.
Give me a favor.
Pause it right there. You can tell that was supposed to be an applause moment for that character.
Oh, it was. Look at that.
I imagine that's been said in the writer's room.
As someone who doesn't watch this stuff, I'm like,
they're like, oh, you're so quirky.
Enter Tilly, applause.
Stop tagging me on this.
I'd never be so cruel, Chrissy. I'd never be so
Chrissy,
cruel.
We need another overweight woman in Star Trek. Thank
This
you.
woman is so insufferable.
And
hideous.
I'm sure you guys pointed it out in your video. I'm pointing it out in mine. There's yes, that too. No, there's an inconsistent, like, characters in this series do not act the way they did previous episodes. Like, even in the last episode, they like revert back to.
Oh yeah.
She doesn't act like Tilly from Star Trek Discovery at all in this.
No, the comment that is like, oh, and if you've still got a problem about what we're doing, I don't care. Like, her entire character was about being neurotic and caring all the time about what people thought about them.
She was the Sam character. She was the body positivity, neurodivergent character of Star Trek Discovery.
Guys, that's character development. See, she's different now.
Okay.
That's the
she's
development.
mature now.
I liked your I watched your video on streaming and stuff, and I love how you called that these franchises have been colonized. I think that is
colonization.
Cultural colonization of these franchises was very good.
Exactly what it is.
So Tilly's back, everybody! Yay!
Quad.
I'm Lieutenant Sylvia Tilly. I'm on rotation in the Beta Quadrant with the third years. However, per the Chancellor.
The quadrant filled with betas, by the way. It's not the actual beta quadrant.
Isn't this like the first year of Starfleet Academy again after the burn and whatnot? So they're restarting it?
No, Discovery did talk about how they were training new people up. That's why she left the series originally.
In episode 1 of this show, aren't they like the first cohort of new people brought into Starfleet
That's what
Academy?
I thought.
Yes.
That's what I thought too.
But in Discovery, it had been set up previously. So both law is correct.
and I love that they're calling them third years. It's like, okay.
But if they've just brought warp travel back, then what on earth are they doing in the beta
You
quadrant?
are trying to apply.
They probably use one of those personal wormhole locators that can teleport you across the universe.
Dude, yeah, my bad. What are the other million bullshit devices
Plot
that have just
armor,
been
that's what
invented
it
this
is.
season?
Why don't they just all travel there with the singularity point of transportation from the cojones or cojones?
This is you can't apply logic to this, but this show is the equivalent of emotional Mad Libs. Every is just a different emotional reaction. Angry, sad, crying, angry, sad,
More sad.
That's all it is.
Oh, dude, this last episode was like it's front loaded with cringe. Like tons of cringe in the first 20 minutes, like loads and loads. You could just do a video on this scene alone, but at the end, it is just, I'm going to talk about my feelings.
Are any of the writers?
I'm going to talk about their feelings. I'm going to talk about how they're not able to process their feelings while I'm not able to process my feelings. That's the whole fucking show.
I woke up this morning and I realized that I'd run out of milk. My trauma is unimaginable.
I'm pretty sure I began
older than like 25.
No, these are adults.
Yikes!
But they're adults from Hollywood, so.
I'm pretty sure during my review
Discovery too, right? Because I remember, is this the end of season 4? I'm trying to think if it was season 4 when they have to make contact with that race of super intelligent gas aliens.
Yes,
and they're trying to learn how to communicate with them, and it's like, well, everything else in the show is about feelings. Is it by any chance going to be that you speak to them through your feelings? Oh, fuck, it is.
It is. I forgot about that. That is so good.
Strange New World is just the repeated story of telling Spock if only he had emotions, he'd be better.
That's right.
Okay, let's hear this.
Now, per the Chancellor, this class has been mandated for you, so you get me early.
Oh, fuck off.
G'day, Raimi. Lieutenant, may I ask what course this is?
Theater.
I was groaning.
Here comes the message.
I have
It's
to stop
all
for.
it's
By
for
the
the LA
way,
people.
fellow content creators, you can fight Paramount and win. So I suggest that if they hit you on anything, fight it. So I beat their ass a couple of times already.
Oh Lord. I may have missed something, but remember the character like Pigford who ate the combat? What happened to her?
She died of dysentery.
She turned up in episode 6, and then she freaked out on the bridge, never to be seen again.
She'll be
shows up every 3 episodes or so. Yeah.
Yeah, there's giant swaths of time. Like we haven't seen Laura Thock in a while.
Because there's another guy that shows up in their group, and I'm like, who are you? I don't even remember who you are.
Dude,
That's the brother of
Brett Cooper's brother. I
Oh,
couldn't tell you his fucking name now, and I'm watching the episode for the 3rd time. I don't know this motherfucker's name.
So that would be the guy.
He's not from fucking Betazoid, I'll tell you that.
But that would be the guy who in this episode keeps talking about his depression and how he was so affected by what happened on the ship. When he wasn't on the ship, he wasn't on the bridge and had nothing to do with the episode.
He wasn't there.
His sister got all fucked up from it, though. Yeah.
Oh god.
And I don't even know why she got messed up with it. Like, she saved everybody. She was a hero.
She got fucked up months ago. This is like we're going on 2 months since this incident, and apparently last episode they were all fucking happy. And then they remembered they were sad this episode.
Bro, the talk about the talk because they were going on vacation, Gary. They were getting away from things. When they started talking, when Holly Hunter's stupid stroke face started talking about started talking about therapy isn't enough. We need to do something more for these kids. I wanted to fucking shoot myself in the head.
It's a type of therapy, Ryan. One that I do not recommend. But yeah. I wanted to listen. It feels like this episode is out of order. I don't know, or maybe
no, totally. Yeah, I feel the same way.
And they added stuff in because remember, like last episode ads, they were really sad for like 3 minutes.
Yeah, dude,
they were drinking.
It absolutely 100% feels that this should be the episode that followed episode 6. However, because the Betazoid bitch is back, it completely overwrites that.
There's actually lots of connections to the previous episode. I think what it is the writers have a rough outline of what's going to happen the episode before, but they don't actually know what's in it, and so they're writing to where they think. So a lot of these characters get reset to the first episode. Like this guy, the guy on the screen, he's suddenly violent and causing fights with people. The reason for that is the showrunner. She wrote episode 1 and this episode, so she's writing the characters that her arc is on, and everyone else is writing the characters that they want them to be. That's why. So the Klingon from last week, he also wrote episode 4, which was the other gay Klingon episode, which is why those 2 episodes, everyone's really camp.
So I have a theory. I have a theory on this.
This guy is the most inconsistent character in the whole show.
So
he is.
He's like masculine and doesn't give a shit.
Well, his real form is a fish, but they stay human most of the time. Like I don't get it.
That really explains
so the thing is, I have a theory on like basically these episodes are they're planned out and then they're written in isolation, and then there's no
very easy on the plan.
It feels that way.
Okay. They're shot out and they're written in isolation, and I think that they were rushing this series out. And
it's like a sandcastle. They had all this crap, and they were trying to build stuff with it, and this is what happened.
No, I think
Russell
they
T.
rushed
Davies
this series
brags
out
that
knowing their time was almost done. They rushed this series out so they can get, because this was essentially a 1-season order that they split into 2. Yes, it's 20 episodes, but it was a one. Same with Strange New Worlds. That final season is a 1-season order that they split into 2. This is something Kurtzman does all the time, and it's how he games himself to stay employed, and he just keeps producing content, and they're happy because most of the people who were involved in Paramount before, and especially Les Moonves, who was me too'd out, he hated Star Trek. He didn't give a shit what happened to it. So I think they just rushed it out. And they suck too. They also suck. Let's keep that in mind.
Sorry, Lieutenant, what does theatre have anything to do with
8 out of 10 cadets ask that question. The other 2 become captains.
Only a theater kid would say that.
Does it ever drive anyone else crazy when somebody gives an example and says like 8 out of 10 when it's like, you mean 4 out of 5? Does that ever drive anybody else crazy?
I think that's just your autism.
That's very specific.
Little Platoon is vindicated or confirmed, I'm going to say, because you had the best description of the show calling it Star Trek for theater kids. Because only a theater kid.
It's written to be like a high school girls anime. That's the other way of putting it. Is because if you look at any of those, I'm not talking about a good one. I'm sure there must be some good high school girl animes. I've just never seen them. But all of the characters are basically, they have one dimension to them. And most of that is just about delivering one kind of joke every time they're on screen. It's like, if you just imagine any given character, not maybe like the main one, but anyone besides the main character, whenever they're on screen, just imagine them going like, ooh, and just making weird anime noises.
Yeah,
that's the humor. That's how they do it.
I need you to recut the show with those added in.
Can we have that on soundboard, please?
It's like Grace from Resident Evil 9.
Like I was watching an anime.
That question. The other 2 become captains.
Captains don't do.
What if I told you that theater is one of the most powerful tools for social and political change? Theater is statecraft.
No, it's not.
Is theater. It's the
comics, you got to understand, mate. They live in one world. Theirs.
Yes, this is the attempt to make everything political. All entertainment is political. That's the point of that statement.
This is Wonder Man. This is Wonder Man. Actors are so special, and we're all silly and everything. Yes, we're having a quick vote, but we're not. We're so important, and everything we do means something to the little people out there.
Okay, now tell me
what they were going to talk in this scene.
No.
Is this her acting?
This isn't Genesis. No, this isn't Genesis and Brett Cooper.
I know what scene this is.
Which I thought the same thing, Ryan. No,
is this the drunk scene?
Tell me what Sam says here, okay?
Oh, God.
I'm not even up yet, and I just can't with their midday energy before I even put my underwear out my butt. I'm not even up yet, and I just can't with their midday energy before I even put my underwear out my butt.
You don't.
What was that first part?
I'm not even up
She
yet,
says,
I just can't with their midday energy before I even put my underwear out my butt.
I'm not even up yet. I can't with your midday energy. I need to pull my underwear out of my butt.
She's a hologram.
She doesn't.
Holograms don't wear underwear.
It's not rendered.
It's programmed in them. Like, what the fuck? I don't get the entire hologram.
Why does she have a bed? Why would she?
I don't understand the hologram thing.
But hologram is your entire existence, and I still don't understand it.
Yeah.
She said we're having someone else into the
midday energy before I even put my underwear out my butt.
So she dropped a toothbrush in the toilet earlier because she was moving her property across the room to make room for somebody. You've got holographic stuff. Just turn it off. Like half the room's on the goes.
And then Disprue at the end of the episode, Genesis, she gave Genesis, look, she gave me a toothbrush because this is how Sam shows her love. And I'm like, no, it's because she dropped it in the fucking toilet, you stupid cunt.
I just hope it was the same toothbrush. That's my headcanon.
Fecal matter.
I pulled this out of my butt.
I've heard of a shit-eating grin before, but sweetheart.
So they retro
a hologram was such a bad idea because it introduced so many problems.
At the end, well, because it was all to get to at the end of the episode, they retroactively make the Doctor her dad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, you know how they do that, Gary? You know how they do that?
Yeah, tell us how that's done.
You have a segment of story saying that Sam can't process everything because she hasn't actually lived. She hasn't exactly lived these 17 years. She's been programmed to be 17 in immediately. So what we're going to do now is fast forward to another scene where she's now lived the 17 years. So we still don't see any fucking growth with her.
Not
as a 5-year-old and a 9-year-old. What do you mean?
I don't see how we can care. I don't see how we could, even if we had these scenes, what does it matter? The character is a hologram.
Yes.
She's not
I thought
real.
you were going to say something else then.
They gave us a montage at least. They gave us a montage. That's
worried.
development.
I was getting really worried.
I do really appreciate some of the messaging throughout this entire series. We saw that even if you have 2 black dads, they will both leave you for that gay Klingon. In this one, the little black girl who didn't have a dad needed a white man to step up.
Dude, I mentioned that in the video.
Although he didn't learn from his mistakes, she still grew up just as fast as the time before. Like, you could
arguably
at least
she was-
control the time the second time around.
Yeah.
Because you would hope, yeah, like now she's had those 17 years of off-screen growth that she might come back and not be insufferable, but she's going to be the same character. It won't make any difference. It's just the point they're trying to make is that it's very important that you develop the skills to handle your trauma, as in every other fucking episode. That's what it's all about. Mind a bit of character assassination for the Doctor, though. I did like that when it's like, you have to be her dad, otherwise she will die. And he says, no.
Can you hold my hand? It's just turns away.
I kind of love that part. He's like, yeah, this character is so insufferable.
I'm not touching you.
I don't want to be your dad. Like,
But they destroyed their own story because he's like, what will they think of an ancient hologram that's been around for 800 years? They age 5 years every 3 days.
Okay.
Like 800 years. They're 46,000 years old
they're
during his
thousands
lifetime.
and thousands of years old. He'd be a little pup. And they do a Voyager callback. Daughter Bell or whatever, that it was a good episode, actually.
It was a very good episode.
But anytime they throw in a callback, it just makes it all look worse. It makes it look so much worse.
But it also, I mean, in this particular instance, I think it harms what's a way more interesting concept, again, because they can't be doing with concepts. But they use the callback to say, well, he's got trauma because of the death of this one specific girl, so he can't be a parent again because he doesn't want to, fear. He doesn't want to lose someone he loves again. They don't seem to have accounted for the fact that everyone he's loved is dead. That's by virtue of being immortal and a hologram. Everyone you know, everyone you love, inevitably is going to die. How do you deal with this knowledge? And they don't seem to be aware that that's an interesting thing to explore.
Yeah, but if they explore that, how are we going to have our gay love triangle with Jaden and Fishboy and Kyle?
Well, the thing is, the actor is aware of that. The actor pitched his storyline in the series as what you've just said, and then we see it play out, and it's like, oh, you've thought this. And you can tell in the series, actually, he's really trying his best. He's taking it very seriously. And he just, with the quality of writing he's given, he thinks he's acting out Shakespeare. It's just like smearing excrement up the wall instead.
They tried so hard to be pretentious in this, really, really hard, and it came off dumb. I mentioned earlier that when they were talking about the play, which I had never fucking heard of, it's like they took the wiki and just had Chat GPT, I don't know, condense it a little bit in 2 sentences and turned it into that line at the end where he's all, a memory becomes a memory until it, with the minimalism, and then it explodes on stage with color, and we find out that the important things are in the mundane. This show wishes it could be mundane. That would be. If it was just boring and mundane, that would be an accomplishment for this show. It is freaking terrible. The whole show is about feelings, by the way. And thematically, it's almost identical in a very strange way to the 5th episode of A Night of the Seven Kingdoms, because it's about, you got to get up. You got to keep moving on through your trauma. You have to live through your trauma. You have to continue through life, change. But Night of the Seven Kingdoms does it in like 10 minutes. What this show couldn't accomplish in an hour.
If this had been Next Generation, it would have been a holodeck episode. They would have been inside the play. Something would have happened to a holodeck. A character would have come alive or something, and they would you would see the play that they were talking about played out in front of you. So you knew. Instead, they're like, "So what do you think of this guy's wife?" Like, I don't know who you mean. I've not read the episode. I don't know what the play you mean
at all. No, you're right. Like there are concepts in this series that would have worked as if real writers in past Star Trek were in control of it, right? So bringing up this play, and apparently when I looked it up, apparently it's considered the greatest American play. I've never fucking heard of it.
Me and Gary are going to go to
it's
Well, it's because you're not a theater kid.
It's
Yeah,
the theater
I've
kids
actually
that would
heard
love this stuff, but it's a great.
I am a
play,
theater kid,
it's
and I
really
hate
important.
this crap. It's awful.
You know the play at least?
Never mind.
That's the thing. That's why I was like,
So
I've never actually
Odin,
seen
like
this
that,
play.
he was the
but, you know,
Odin.
I've always wanted to, but now I
So
know
you've
what
heard of it.
happens. So now
tell me-
I don't even care.
I bet
just want Kurtzman
little
to have, like, a
Platoon's probably
picture of
smart.
Odin.
He's probably heard of it. But has anybody heard of the play Our Town? Am I the only one?
I have heard of it. I've never
I
actually
have.
seen it.
Yeah.
I've heard of it.
Okay.
I thought it meant
hate
retard.
theater kids. I can't stand them. They make me want to murder people, and that so like my play knowledge is virtually non-existent. That includes this play, whatever it's Our Town or whatever it's called.
Yeah.
But I don't think they particularly understand it either. They take the superficial message from it. It's like, oh, theater it gives you the power to shape the world. It's like, okay, what do you use your theater to do? How are you shaping the world, writers of Starfleet Academy? Well,
activism.
Yeah,
Activism.
People than we did
that
in
much,
previous
'cause
Star
I-
Trek shows.
I
We're
don't
making
think that the
war
activism's
round.
that strong compared to say Star Trek Discovery, which brings Stacey fucking Abrams in as president of the Earth. Like that's activism. This is just trauma's bad. Get over it.
I
be in
always
love.
have to correct people on this. She was playing Planet Earth. Okay, not the president, the actual planet.
I've seen this episode 3 times, and I still don't know how the play cured them of their depression. Like, they just stood together and started reading out the play, and I don't know how it helped them.
Oh, I'll say that. Time ran out.
Covers it.
So what they were going for was by talking through the things that the character was going through, some of them reflected the things that they were also going through, like the resentment that had built up or the awkwardness between fucking Brett Cooper lookalike and Caleb or whatever his name is. Like that's what they were attempting to do, but it was so shallow and hollow. It didn't mean shit.
It's shallow and hollow, and it completely misses the point. Why are all of these teachers at Starfleet Academy so obsessed with getting their students to fuck? Like, why is this their number one priority? They're supposed to be teaching them things.
By the way, I'm no
simp,
but you're really doing Brett Cooper a misjustice here.
I forget her
Well, that's the
name.
reason why I call her less attractive, Brick.
It's Tarima.
Much
You also can't
I've been
act
calling
either.
tiramisu.
That one scene where she's drunk and crying, I just was dying inside.
I thought her and Genesis were about to fuck in that bed. That's the only
They
time
were.
Ryan got excited.
They want to.
I don't even know. They've got a bed, and then like a bed for someone who's about 3 foot right next to it that you can just about lie on. It's
like a dog bed or something.
Yeah, I don't know why that exists.
So
for fucking the hologram for some reason.
We got some very important confirmation in this episode. Some canonical confirmation that Klingons have 4 balls.
What?
Oh yeah, the quadratesticles.
Oh,
that they eat. He was really excited. His entire face lit up.
Yeah, when he's talking about eating balls.
Yeah, the quadratesticle.
Getting
Did
hungry.
that plot point ever get resolved while he was sick?
Who hates war?
No, he just got a cold for no reason.
Jay Den had COVID.
Yeah, he wasn't needed
definitely got
because
fucking
they
AIDS.
didn't need him to be gay. That's his character. That's Jaden's character. His character's gay. There's nothing else to it.
He likes birds.
But it was almost as if they were like, well,
Gay
actually,
birds.
he's away filming episode 4, so we need an excuse for him to not be in the episode. But I completely forgot he was not meant to be in it. When he wasn't in the scene, I didn't care.
I got a
back
cold.
later.
Go to bed. Turn up in the final scene.
For
Okay.
like a minute. All right, let's talk about
Gary,
something good.
We're gonna see some real
Yeah, we're going to a play
real
together.
theater when we go to the Royal Shakespeare Theater.
That's right. We're going to see Game of Thrones, The Mad King. Ryan and I together.
Proper theater.
Proper theater, and I'm looking forward to it. I think we're going to get more lore that we would never get because he's not going to finish the books about the tourney at Harrenhal. So we'll learn a lot more about what led up to Robert's rebellion, and
So many other things. Yeah.
and so many other things.
We don't think it's gonna be a musical, but you know,
God, I hope not.
Musical theater.
I'll be down if it is.
We do have quick news today. Paramount has tapped Max Landis.
I saw this.
Oh yeah.
And Danny McBride for new G.I. Joe projects.
Yeah, that was a shocker. And all it's done is all the people who are melting down about Paramount because they think they're the worst people in the world, like morally to buy this. They're like, look at what they're doing. They're bringing back someone who got Me Too'd by a couple whores 10 years ago, and they're letting him write again.
And Max Landis didn't do anything wrong other than what anybody.
When he goes, I think you should believe women. Like,
no, he's
sued him.
You.
Some ex-girlfriends who were pissed off. I mean,
Max
like,
Landis got Me Too'd by a couple people, and you know what? He probably slept with some people when he shouldn't have, you know, and stuff like that. But in terms of any actual evidence of wrongdoing, other than just being a dude that slept with a couple people, I don't think there was any evidence of that. And this dude was persona non grata for like
a long
years.
time. And despite a lot of Nepo kids, Max Landis does have chops. He's a legit nerd. He reads a lot of fucking comics. He's in the genre. And
Superman. He wrote a Superman story, remember?
American Alien.
And then films-wise, he wrote Chronicle.
Yeah,
and one of me and Gary's favorites on Netflix, Bright. Yeah.
Right. Fucking love Bright.
Max Landis is a very interesting person. He is, I would describe him, at least in the past, as hyper progressive. But he's got a really interesting way that he thinks about stories and storytelling, and he cares a lot about comics, specifically DC Comics. He's talked about on his YouTube channel a ton. He's made this kind of universe, his kind of own like fan fiction DC universe. It's weird because about half of his stories, I like hear the ideas coming out of his mouth and I'm like, that's so fucking amazing. And then half of the ideas that come out, I'm like, that sounds like the worst thing imaginable.
Yeah,
but they are very interesting and creative. And I do like hearing him talk about storytelling.
He does. The only thing he did that I really don't like is Dirk Gently. Douglas Adams. Horrible adaptation.
Holistic Detective Agency.
Yep. He made him too young and stuff. So yeah, Max Landis will be taking. Has anybody checked on The Day Cobra? On that, Danny McBride is
that's the one that confuses. Like,
that's
the one that
confusing.
confuses me is the Danny McBride part, because Danny's very, you think Danny McBride, you think comedy, and you think kind of like outrageous comedy as well.
He did Righteous
Gemstones.
Gemstones.
Is Danny McBride like a really big G.I. Joe fan, and therefore he's kind of
so. I think that there is a different Danny McBride potentially.
Is it a different one?
Yeah, like I think there's a Danny McBride who is involved with like the Underworld franchise and stuff. So maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it is Danny McBride.
Well, let's read the article. Maybe we can find out.
Well,
I don't know.
He was an executive producer on Fat Man, the Santa Claus story with Mel Gibson. So I don't know.
Yep, same guy.
He's doing the didn't Max Landis also did the screenplay for
Danny McBride?
Yeah,
the upcoming American Werewolf in
That's
London.
weird.
Yeah. He also was involved with Halloween Kills as a writer and Halloween Ends.
G.I. Joe could work, but man, it's a thin line on like you got to kind of like stay away from the camp a little bit, but not get too serious and make it something it isn't like the other movies.
Destro and Baroness story, just Destro and Baroness go fucking it.
I'd love to see a good G.I. Joe movie. That'd be fucking awesome.
Yeah, same here.
So Night of the Seven Kingdoms ended last Sunday in a very quiet, thoughtful, funny episode that we covered for 3 hours. And we could have gone longer, to be honest with you, for this half-hour episode. That just it shows you that like good television, good writing, respect for the audience is still out there, and it is inexplicable that we get a traditional hero story from a George R. R. Martin world, and we have Lord of the Rings being produced on Amazon, and it is the most subversive fucking shit out there. It is just, we live in such a weird time. But the Dunk and Egg story, as we've talked about a million times, are a side story, and they do something really different. They focus on, it's one POV from George, because A Song of Ice and Fire is multiple POVs, and then Fire and Blood is just a history book. But when you have George's dialogue in there, and I'll be critical of George all day long. He's a lazy, fat piece of shit who owes his audience the truth that he's not ever going to fucking finish. And he's been stringing them along. That's my biggest criticism of him. But the man can write dialogue. And this adaptation was, while not 100%, accurately done in the progression of the story, it was very faithful very faithful. I do have like some criticisms of it, but they're minor. And I think does it benefit a little bit because we're in a sea of fucking sewage right now? Sure, but I still think it is a great series. And I think it would have been a great series 10 years ago when things were better. I don't think any of that would have changed. It's now averaging worldwide, Ryan, 25 million viewers. Wow. So it's grown a lot in popularity, and I think people will continue to watch it. And honestly, I think it will be better binge. As a matter of fact, I watched it all back to back, and it was fucking great. I can't wait to do it again. And it's just like watching a movie. It's like watching a little bit of a longer movie. But somebody was talking, I think Chris was like, they should edit out, just to have it, stick together. And I disagree with that, because I think that music at the end and leading in the credits, I think that's really important, especially in the fourth episode when you get the Game of Thrones theme mixed in with Dunk's theme, which is fucking awesome. I can't wait to get the soundtrack. But I'm so happy with this series, and the rewatchability on it is great. And the way it was written for book readers, it just had both book readers and new fans in mind. So when you're listening to Egg mostly, and you recognize immediately that he's not answering questions directly, even right at the end, that last line, when he's all, "Are you mad?" He's all, "Is that relevant?"
Yeah.
It's like little stuff like that when you notice it. Sweetfoot, when they sold Sweetfoot, Ryan, it's a tough scene to watch, man. It's a guy selling a fucking horse, and it has more meaning than anything I've seen in the last calendar year.
And that was one of the changes that they made, was getting some resolution on Sweetfoot.
Yeah.
And having Raymond buy him, and like the best ending for that horse possible. He gets to go live on a fucking apple farm. Like, come on. It's going to be great for him. So I really, really liked the series, and it certainly got me reinvigorated in those stories. Again, it'd been a while since I'd read the Dunk and Egg novels, which I've always felt were really good. The Hedge Knight probably the best, but I've since reread the second and third novellas, which are all George has done because he's a fat, lazy pile of shit. But
sorry, what's the time?
But God, those are
George. Sorry, my bad.
But those are so good as well. And Sworn Sword's going to be interesting. When they get to Mystery Night, it's going to be absolutely wild. But yeah, I thought it was really well done, and some of the changes not as keen on, but I think overall about 80% of the stuff that they added to this that was not specifically in the book, I liked, but at its core, the reason this was so fucking good is because it is such a nearly direct word for word in most times adaptation of the source material. That's at its base. That's at its core. And then that's probably about 2 hours of the show. And then I think there's another hour of the show where some embellishment, some additional tag on to maybe something that was said, and maybe some things that were just totally created for the show. I think about 80% of that works pretty well.
Well, and not only that, enhance the story and the themes. Like some of the stuff they added, like Dunk gets a proposition by someone, which adds a really good layer of conflict for it. They added some great, fun stuff with Lionel Baratheon. And then some of the stuff they added with this last episode with Egg and the darker scene, I thought that was really impressive with what they were kind of playing with, and what could eventually result with Egg if he doesn't make this choice of going with Dunk. I'm thoroughly impressed by what they did in this adaptation.
Having not read the novellas, and I've enjoyed this series immensely. It makes me want to go and read them. And what could have been a potential very boring episode, which is the epilogue of what we've just seen, it was very heartfelt and very well done. And I really like what they did at the end when they're riding off and there's Penny Tree with them. And he veers off to the left, and
beautiful.
Dunk goes and glances back, and it was just so well done.
There is a kind of unexpected baseness to this show, especially with this last episode, which is basically kind of a message of the need for young men to have positive male role models, and without that, they can go completely off the rails. But if you have a good, strong male role model, that can teach all the values you need in life to stand up and do the right thing. Dunk had it, and then Dunk is that for Egg, and Egg realizing that that's what he needs, otherwise he can see a potential darkness in him, is brilliant. It's actually a really good message that we just you don't see that level of basis in shows these days. I'm not saying this was George's intent; he might have done it by accident.
Well, this is what Fire and Blood, this is what House of the Dragon sometimes misses with George is. Like he's definitely a male feminist, but he writes his characters with complexity, so they're not all perfect. In the final episode with Makar, they just spent the episode saying he's probably not a great dad, but he's not like completely evil. Like you see that he loves his son, he cares about his son, he deep down he knows he's fucked up and probably isn't the person to raise his son, but they still he was like the MVP of that episode at the end.
He doesn't have like the capability to do it, likely because of the way in the situation that he was kind of raised in. And like you do have Baelor and Makar, very different people, very different brothers. And one of the reasons was because Baelor was always supposed to be king. He's always the one that gets praised. He always gets this. Whereas Makar was constantly in his brother's shadow and chasing his brother and never getting the same recognition for the things that he did. He was a good warrior. Not as good as Baelor, but he was a good warrior.
He's good, yeah.
Like all of those things, and that has defined Makar's existence. And I do wish that we would have had the his actual Targaryen, his personal sigil with the 4 Targaryens, because it represented he was the 4th son. He took that on, right? That he is the 4th son, the 4th child. Like that meant a lot to him, and he wants his children to live up to what he thinks the expectation should be. And in that sequence where you see him, he's my last son.
Yeah.
And he's got 3 living sons, one who's going to be a maester, one who's a drunk fool, one who's an absolutely vile, evil piece of shit. And Egg is the last chance for him to have someone who he thinks best reflects what Targaryens are supposed to be.
He's Maester Aemon's pop. He turned out to be a pretty good son in the end. So
yeah, but I mean, look, this isn't like modern day when your son goes to be a doctor. You're like, hell yeah, that's fucking awesome. If for Targaryen, stuff like that, to be like, you little fucking bitch boy, you fucking
going to serve.
You send them because they're useless, basically. You don't send them there because it's a qualification that it's worth them having. I did enjoy that scene because it is the recognition of his own failure. It's also that he recognizes that Dunk is probably right in his diagnosis that all of the others grew up around princes. That is kind of the crux of the problem, that the reason you keep doing the same thing over and over again and getting the same result, surprisingly enough, and Makar does recognize that temporarily. I don't know. It's been a little while since I read the book. Did they, because at the end, he doesn't realize that Egg has gone off with Dunk. And so he goes looking for him. I'm trying to remember if that is the same as in the book, because I don't remember that being the case.
No.
And I did thought like this one of the changes that I thought I see why you did it, and it's good for Egg's character. I do think it slightly takes away from Makar's own realization of like that this is the right thing to do, and it is kind of a sacrifice he has to make for the greater good that is his son's future.
It's interesting because when you read The Hedge Knight, you absolutely get the feeling that Makar knew and acknowledged and let Egg go. That scene where Makar freaks out is not in the book.
Yeah,
it was, it was a funny scene.
It was funny.
However, after Ira Parker said something, I looked into it. There is not like a line from Makar that's like, okay, that's fine, you can go. There is a way in which that exact situation could have happened in The Hedge Knight, and it could have been like that.
Mm-hmm. So is that the ring?
Well, I mean, look, when it comes to the ring, and only people who have maybe know a little bit more about the other stories will know, but there are screenshots that show Makar's jewelry present in one scene and not present in another. So yeah.
And I talked about this a lot on the last live stream about possible interpretations, and the one that might work, and look, I have no idea how they're going to handle it for next season, but it could have been that Makar actually said yes, but was intending to take Egg to Dunk, and they would follow him down and present him, and then Egg not being there was still unexpected, even though he might have assented, and it's like, where the hell is he? And then if he thinks about it, he probably is like, oh, that little cheeky, and then
yeah, they're going to have to resolve it at some point because it is important for future stuff.
It is, but I mean, if you feel like it ended this way, and if you think that, you know, you can think that Maekar ran them down and confronted them, you can think that Maekar realized this is probably his best for him and let him go or whatever. Sworn Sword and Mystery Knight can still go down exactly the same way.
Yeah.
Like it honestly can. It feels different than the feeling that is implied in the book, for sure.
Yeah.
But it doesn't necessarily mean it completely is. You know what I mean? When you actually reread it with that in mind, it potentially could have happened that way.
It could have. And the good news is we'll get another one in a year. You know, this is going to be annual, and because it doesn't require a bunch of effects and it's pretty much at one location. Now, next season, there will be a little more to it, because now that they've already established flashbacks, we're probably going to get a ton on the Blackfire Rebellions.
I hope so.
Yeah.
But then they could probably do that and still keep the effects and the overall budget down. Just one of the things that all the Game of Thrones shows have done reasonably well is just like cutting to the aftermath of the battle as opposed to the battle itself. All you need to do is plant a bunch of dead bodies and upended swords in a field with some smoke, and actually you've told much of the story that less artful shows would have told way more expensively by showing the entire thing. So they could still do that. And because I think one of the things that's been so refreshing about this is how quick, short, and generally concise all of the episodes are. You know that they are getting absolutely the most amount of bang for their buck. They are not going out of their way to make it unnecessarily expensive, complicated. It doesn't need to be any more visually impressive than it is, because it is a ground up view from a knight who's a very normal guy. You would lose the effect if you started cutting into huge battle scenes in flashbacks. So I sort of hope that they carry it on pretty much exactly as they've done this season. Do not up the budget. Don't spend more on effects. Just keep doing it the way you've been doing it so far, because it's working incredibly well.
And next season should, like, there is less big set pieces than we had last season in the next book. With the exception, like Gary said, if we do get some flashbacks to the actual Battle of the Red Grass Field and the culmination of the first Blackfire Rebellion, which I do think would be helpful in general, just to see, and I think it'd be fucking awesome for some of it. But I absolutely think you can keep that same budget, put some of that money maybe for the big fight that we had at the end of this, put that into the Blackfire Rebellion flashback sequence.
Yeah, because that's the other thing, because like the second book, from what I remember, is not anything. It's probably the simplest, and in terms of like, there's probably the least action in it. I'm kind of interested to see how they handle it, even to get another 6+ episode season out of the second book, because it's the most personal in a way, but also the least happens by some distance of all three. So like, yeah, you're right. They'll save a load of money on not staging other huge jousting tournaments. Spoilers for anyone who's running. But whether they will use that to use flashbacks instead, I don't know.
Well, they could use real world locations to bring down. Like there are 2 castles that and one in particular that there's a lot of scenes around and in. And if they just find a really good, solid existing castle, and they'll still have to pay to use it, but that could work perfectly well. Something that I want to mention, and it's just huge praise to the actors of Duncan Egg from this first season. Flawless, better than I could have imagined, expected, wanted, and especially is his name Dexter, the kid? Like, holy crap! Like, there are some scenes, especially like that bedroom scene, where he has some like unbelievable kind of emotion that he does. I was floored. I was absolutely floored.
Just to clarify for people that haven't watched, when Shad is describing a child in a bedroom scene, he's talking about when he's about to murder his brother. I just want to put that out there. So.
But the kid is so, like, if you see some of the
I was waiting for somebody to say that, right?
I just want to be clear. So.
But he is actually like really energetic and extrovert in the stuff that you see. And so for him to be able to pull off really kind of reserved, subtle, but like demure emotions and sadness so well as a child actor, I was amazed.
It's In other shows, and the Duffer Brothers for Stranger Things explain this in the context of season 1. The reason the kids in season 1 are kind of good is that they just let them. They didn't really make them act as characters. They cast people who were just naturally like the characters they wanted them to be. So they, in a sense, weren't doing very much acting, and that for child actors is really useful. If you basically just have them be themselves, but they're quite energetic, then you don't have the problem of trying to direct kids to be in specific emotions. Because then once you start doing that, they overthink it, or they haven't quite got body language down yet. They're very mechanical. Just doesn't function well enough. But I think, the last episode in particular of Night of the Seven Kingdoms proved that actually because if you watch a little of the behind the scenes stuff, most of Egg is quite similar to the way the actor is in real life, which is really fun to watch when you watch all of the interviews. But then he then proves he is actually an actor as well, because then he's asked to do something very specific, very difficult to do, that a lot of adult actors would really struggle to do, and he pulls it off perfectly. So not only is he being himself very well, but he's also playing the character when he needs to.
I usually think that a lot of the behind the scenes stuff they do for the Game of Thrones shows, House of the Dragon, whatever,
Terrible.
I usually think that it's a mistake to put so much information out there, because inevitably somebody says something really fucking retarded and it sticks in your head and all that shit. For the Dunk and Egg stuff, for the making of all of it, I would recommend anybody who likes the series to watch that too, because so much of it is very, very good. And I think you only gain respect for everybody involved in the project.
4K is available in June. Can't wait. Cannot wait for that. We're going to get to the people. Let's get to the people.
We the people.
We the people. I'm just going to get it over here so I can read it. Roland the Wretched is back. Oh, yeah. Now he's not. He was back and then he's gone. Now he's back.
Okay.
Back again.
Back again.
Guess who's back?
Guess who's back?
Shady's back.
Guess who's back? Roland the Wretched, 4 parts for $100.
2 Taylor Park girls for $1
I am sending this before FNQ starts, but I am betting Grace Randolph is going to be the special guest, since she needs to try to take both her feet out of her mouth. Just remember, Gary, be nice and don't give love a bad name, because Grace is living on a fuck off.
Yeah.
I watched The Bluff starring Carl Urban and Parinkya Chopra. Boy, I butchered that on Amazon. So you didn't have to. You know what didn't exist in the world in the 1840s? An Indian girl boss, ship captain, and bars of gold bearing a pirate's personal mark. Great job, Russo. Oh, it was Russo brothers? Oh, no. The ones who just lost out on IMAX to Dune? Oof. Oof. Ian robbed me my Schadenfreude last weekend by playing the demo for A Lesbian's Night Tale.
Ooh.
How should I punish Ian for this? Well, I can think of a few.
What are you
things.
talking about? I told you I was going to play the damn game. I played it at the beginning of the stream. You
Roland,
jackass.
take away his booster seat. That's how you punish him. Make him play fail guard against Starfield for the first time. He just isn't getting the message, so I have to step up my game. Yeah, you do. You have to do. Today's read, Odin, is Matthew 5:44. The presence of malicious joy in one's heart can lead to torturing Ian K. Yes. Hail FNQ, Fellowship Chat, Mods, Little Thor, and RIP Pizza Time. It's been gone for a while. Dan Vosk is reneging on his bet, and it's really gay. Until next time, so long, gay boys. Do I have my...
Just for that, Roland, to torture you, you're invited to my stream on Monday.
There you go.
So long, gay boys.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, we're going to have to probably change the song at this point. Right? Dan?
Ask is gay?
Probably. Instead of man buns are gay, it should be I am gay. That's
it should be cool.
No, I have a different idea, because the joke's kind of old now, right? You know, it's been a couple years. So Ryan's black girlfriend for 50.
Oh no.
Oh boy. I've recovered from my altercation with Ryan. No matter how hard we tried, we cannot get along. So therefore, I'm going to go back to Bojangles from whence I came. I hold no animosity and no expectations, but I cannot say the name for JJ. I cannot say the same for JJ and Shaniqua. Ryan.
Good fucking riddance. Get the fuck out of here. Dumb bitch trying to hit me up saying I'm the baby daddy. I pushed her down the stairs to kill it. Like nothing worked, but good. Get the fuck out of here. You finally got the message. Bojangles is good though.
Mr. Bojangles.
Kevin Nash got into trouble for that the other day, didn't he?
What? Saying Bojangles?
Yeah, referring to
pushing someone down the stairs.
Mr. Bojangles.
Oh, okay. Ryan Crawford for $49.99. British proper money. Grace Rand. Randolph the Black has tripled down on her views on BAFTA-gate, probably because deep inside she knows she fucked up, but her narcissistic ways impair her from making a logical decision to shut the fuck up. In other words, she's retarded. Great job on Piers, Gary. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I always feel every time I get off Piers, I'm like, I could have said so much more. Ishidlo for $100. Hail. Once again, cancer. Just sitting for 2 weeks after having my kidney removed. Oh, got another one though. Only good thing is I don't miss a stream now. Ryan and Miss Dark stealing for line. Fuck my life. At least I got a gnarly scar and chicks dig them. Hail the fellowship, chat, and cancer is poo. Fuck cancer. Fuck cancer, brother.
Okay.
Waiting for the asteroid for $100.
Like getting your kidney removed because you got cancer. That is a fuck my life line right there. I mean, that sucks.
It is.
I get it.
Hey, Ryan, I can't remember if you suggested this channel, but I have been watching Three-Eyed Theorist. He did suggest that channel. I have never watched Game of Thrones, but I have really enjoyed this channel. He also has a channel for Star Wars and Harry Potter. Love from Cali, and hail the fellowship. Hail to you. Hail to you. Colt.
I don't know why, like, I get so into those. I can just like turn them on and not think. But yeah, it's just like a million different what if stories in the Game of Thrones universe and shit. That's the one I like the most from that guy. I don't like Star Wars what ifs. I know everything that happened. You know, I don't need what ifs.
They did infinities too in the comics. Mm-hmm. Cole Hauser for 50 Canadian pesos. Hail FNT. If anyone can write a G.I. Joe movie that is proper, it's me. Sorry. Unless Danny McBride or Max Landis has a USS flag in their homes, they are not G.I. Joe worthy. Gary, I'm 44 subs away from 500. Oh, give a sub to Cole Hauser.
Congrats, man.
44 away from 500. Can I get a shout out? Praise Allah.
Yeah.
Elite Neo for 50.
Danny McBride. From Eastbound and Down.
I know, right?
He did write, as I was looking up earlier, he did write, do you guys remember Your Highness with Natalie Portman and James Franco?
Yeah. Natalie, yeah.
I just thought, like, that movie's kind of dumb, but I thought it was so fucking funny when it came out. He wrote that.
Yes.
But I don't know how that works. Funny back then. What's that?
Danny McBride plays one character. Danny McBride. It's the only character he plays.
Well, he's not in it, though. He writes it, so we don't think he's in it. Maybe he is.
What, G.I. Joe? You never know. He might put himself as one of the G.I. Joes. Maybe Bazooka. Do you think, Bazooka?
Shipwreck.
They work. Or Junkyard.
Elite Neo for 50. Made today at work just a half a day thanks to banking 4 hours. Last weekend being stuck on a major incident management call. That sounds fun. Finally able to catch FNT live, all while playing my Warlock on Diablo 2 Resurrected. Gary, you have plans on getting that DLC. Where? Where can I get it? Where can I play it?
What, Diablo 2?
Yeah.
Steam.
Steam?
Yeah, so it's on Steam now.
Shit, really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
That's not good news. Rhino Helix
for the world
has gifted 10. Well, yeah, because I'll make you all look bad. Yeah, of course. Sorry. I'm sorry my skills embarrass you.
Yeah, I know.
That gives you something to strive for. Okay.
Yes.
Rhino Helix has gifted 10 Rumble subs to Nerdrotic for 50. Thank you very much. Normal Man for 50 Canadian pesos tonight on Friday Night Tights. Gary tries to read as says boobs, and Shad holds his sword. Top
Always.
Gear theme intensifies. Oh my God. I miss those guys. I wish they would come back and do a special, do a travel show. It doesn't have to be in
Do
cars.
something.
Do something.
Or get them onto Clarkson's farm.
Yeah, I think. I don't know.
He appears some now and then.
They haven't discounted it, right? They've all been asked, and they're like, if something comes up, we're fine. We could probably do it.
Richard got divorced recently, didn't he? He got divorced at the beginning of last year, or announced his divorce at the beginning of last year, and they finalized it throughout last year.
Huh.
Which was,
which means he has more time.
It's not quite much.
He's like, yeah, every cloud.
Divorce. Now we can get the show back.
Are you a fucking leftist with that empathy there, Gary Hook?
Well, really says something though when he's traveling
I'm sorry,
the world.
Did I
He's
give you the
working all the
impression
time.
I was
Everything's
empathetic? I was not. I want the show back.
Well, I
Screw his
do
wife.
think that Amazon's new grand tour with the 3 influencers, I think that's a terrible idea. You need the original people to lead into new people, rather than just ending it and trying to.
Yeah, the
kind
train
of setting him up to
spotting
fail.
guy, the train
He is-
watcher.
He's a likable guy because it's that kind of he's extremely autistic but extremely entertaining at the same time because he's so into everything that he does. You kind of want him to succeed, kind of thing. But you needed Clarkson to stay on for a couple of series while they're there, then introduce other people, do a slow transition over to it rather than just him reading out their names.
We're getting Clarkson Farm season 5 in May, I believe. So not far away. Very excited about that. Right around the time we go to Japan, Ryan.
Nice.
Ryan's
That's, 3 months away.
3 months away, dude.
Konnichiwa, motherfucker.
Tickets. I gotta get my tickets.
Oh, you haven't got your tickets yet?
No. It's 3 months away. What the fuck?
Sooner you get your tickets, the cheaper they are.
Yeah, they get more expensive if you wait.
Yeah. I haven't got my tickets for.
I'll look for some. 3 months is.
I haven't got my mega.
Don't do Spirit.
Oh, God,
I mean, if
to
it's
Japan.
Well, if Spirit was available for that cheap, I would sacrifice paying like only a couple $100 to fly to Japan, even if I had to be surrounded by Spirit Airlines clientele. Okay,
Dude,
They call it seppuku.
I buy used furniture. I don't buy new cars. I will go straight bougie when it comes to buying plane tickets, dude. I'm not gonna
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess it's like your quality
If
of
I'm
life.
gonna crash, I'm going out with champagne.
I also buy used tickets, I also buy used cars. I also do all those things, but I cannot go bougie to Japan.
Used plane ticket.
I buy
Pull 'em
you
out of the trash.
Don't
Should've
get
given away.
very far.
I'm go at what, business class or first class there? Nothing
I'm
below.
going 17 hours coach roach. Okay.
Whoa, dude,
Get down
I'd
with the
rather
people.
swim. I'd rather fucking swim.
You couldn't.
You
Not
got to
enough.
have at least an aisle seat.
I wanted to get stuck between two humongously fat people. The
No,
whole
I
What's
would
time.
get
bad?
an aisle
I've been
seat.
stuck. I've been stuck
Going to
between.
Japan,
Okay.
that's not gonna happen.
It's the worst to be stuck between a married
not
couple.
Going back is gonna be the issue.
I said that smell as okay. You don't smell.
Oh, okay.
How do you get stuck between a married couple? Why not just be like,
I've-
hey, you
it's
want to sit next
happened
to
to
me?
me.
Oh, and they
Where
fight the
either
whole
one
way.
of
That
them-
would be awesome.
It's when the two people they're hoping nobody buys the middle ticket, but then when someone does buy the middle ticket, the right thing to do is one of you has to move so that the couple sits together. But neither one of them wanted to move. One wanted their window, one wanted their aisle, and the whole time I felt like I was part of their relationship. They're passing things back and forth in front of me, like headphones and snacks, and I just like kept saying like inappropriate weird things like, where are we going when we land? Like, well, can I come to the restaurant? Like, I just made them regret.
Hey, are you gonna finish that bag of peanuts?
Yeah, I thought we were doing a threesome here. Let's all go to the bathroom.
Let's go.
With any luck, I'll be sitting so still, cramped in coach, that I get a blood clot, and as soon as I stand up to get off the plane, I'll fucking die.
Well, you get a blood clot like holding in your farts, because you're right next to people, and you gotta
Like a
wait. You
butt
gotta like
clot.
time it, right?
Dude,
if you can't
fuck
go to the
that.
bathroom.
If I need a fart, I'm fucking farting, all right?
It's like that was me, everyone.
Fans in the planes,
If
fans in
I'm
the
going
planes
in
are
business
designed
and
for
I fart,
farting. Like
I
they're
want the
actually
fuck-
designed to suck the farts up and away.
What?
I don't think that's true.
Fans of planes are designed.
I don't think it's for that
I know what they're designed for, Chrissy, but there's some farts that overpower that. Okay,
germs and stuff, not the farts.
Something's sucking me off on a plane. It's not the fart. Okay.
I feel like I can manage holding my farts till I actually go to the bathroom or whatever. I think I can manage it on a plane.
All right, question: have you ever tried tried to hold in a fart out of politeness as best you can, but then the gas slowly squeaks out? Happened to me in high school where I really needed a fart. I was trying to hold it in, but best I can, and then it squeaked out, and it was the highest pitch.
Yeah, because you were trying to hold it in. Yeah, you're making it worse.
It's like whistling with your butt.
You need to master crop dusting. That's the key.
Well, I'm out of now.
You turned your sphincter into a fucking flute, mate. That's what you did.
As the bad news
Ian
is,
Anderson, you know.
The bad news is your asshole was loose enough to let it out without you wanting, but the nice news was it was tight enough that everybody still heard.
Yeah. And so then I let it
guys
out.
can't say that.
I was loud and it stunk to high heaven.
You just do a drive-by.
Like,
Yeah, crop dusting.
You do a drive-by crop dust, whatever you want it. When you're walking down the aisle, you just
I don't know what the rules are. Shad.
By the time anyone realizes you're off.
Your underwear?
What?
In your undergarments? Are you allowed to fart in them?
actually, a gay guy fart would sound like,
don't you have holy fucking underwear?
Yeah. Well, I mean, they're garments.
Oh,
but
God.
Yeah,
Ryan's.
we can fart in them.
Wait, you wear chastity belts?
Rules?
Ryan's deaf Uber driver for $199.99.
A lot of Ryan accounts. Wow.
Night that this panel it don't include the with Ryan and the DEI hire.
I was not ready for the deaf voice, Gary. I thought you were going to read it the same way you read every super chat.
I thought it was the hologram of
I was
Starfleet
getting
Academy.
in character, okay?
Oh, disabled people everywhere going, you fucking what, mate?
Bro, that deaf Uber
looking at
driver
you.
experience was the worst thing in the world. I hope that stupid bitch lost her job and ended up homeless and died in the streets, man. Like, fuck. That pissed me off.
That was hilarious. You're
not allowed to be deaf and retarded, okay? Like, you get one thing or the other.
What?
You can't be both deaf and retarded.
Well,
Who said that?
half of this panel.
Yeah, I know. I'm Australian, retarded, and what did they say? So,
You eat Vegemite.
intersections.
Emu
I don't
fucker.
get any credit for my disabilities at all. But anyway.
Emu fucker. What? That sounds dangerous.
He's got to survive somehow.
It's the ride of your life,
it's like
I'll
a
guarantee
sport.
you that.
Cardio. It's a good way to do cardio. Get me here.
Epic Reader has gifted 10 Nerdrotic memberships for $50. Hail! Only 2 more watch parties to go.
Ooh,
Starfleet Academy. Ryan's deaf Uber driver for $49.99.
Wow. They've got a lot to say because there's plenty they can't hear.
Ryan was able
Great
to live
listeners.
with me, and now I'm blind because of his giant forehead.
You fucking deserve it. You'd be the first actual Helen Keller because she's a fucking fraud. But
You know, it wasn't until you brought. I never thought about it, Ryan, and I think about a lot of conspiratorial shit. And I'm like, once you think about it a little bit, Helen Keller had to be a total fucking fraud.
Oh yeah.
It's all complete horseshit. Helen Keller's not a real thing. It is some like ghastly thing that people made up, and it probably made her and her family a bunch of fucking money. You're telling me that someone who can't see and can't hear and has never been able to found out a way to communicate, to speak, to understand? Like, how would you even describe to somebody like that what something is? How would you describe to somebody that can't hear or see what water is when it runs under your hand? You're telling me this stupid bitch flew a plane. Look at how fuck you. Lying, making that up. I have defended disabled people enough this
9/11.
week. John Davidson from Tourette's. But I cannot buy in to the Helen Keller phenomenon. It's stupid. It's made up. It's bullshit. I've always maintained that. I got in a big argument in like middle school when he learned about Helen Keller.
Very popular.
This rant has been building up since then over the years.
Middle school.
Featuring Ryan.
12-year-old Ryan.
High school. This all these years.
I never
Finally,
think
he
about that
invented-
fucking cunt.
Like Shad Sparks.
Because my mom never gets my lunch order right. She doesn't cut the crust off.
Helen Keller's not around to be offended. And if she was offended by what I said, it just means that she had been lying the entire fucking time because she heard it. Fuck Helen Keller.
What's going to be Anne Frank next?
Right,
I mean, Lord.
now do Rosa Parks.
I heard her husband had a fucking car.
Made her take the bus.
I'm just saying.
He had a car. She's on a bus. What do you think that says?
But then she never would have gone viral.
No, the doctor wouldn't have turned up and told her how to be a black woman.
I forgot about that.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Grover, 1776 for 50. Hi, Gary. Been learning to read. No, Ryan, I'm not black. I'm reading your book right now and loving it. I was thinking about reading A Song of Ice and Fire next. Do you think the series is still worth reading, considering it will probably never be finished? No. I would say no.
I would say yes, but what do you mean you're learning to read? You just typed out that whole super chat.
Yeah, I said I've been learning to read, and he's reading on my book.
Just voice to text.
Better
That's what
late
we
than
find out
never.
there.
First super chat. Just learned how to read and write.
I know. Hey, that's pretty good. I mean, honestly,
Maybe they're Somalian.
maybe
I like
they
how we
weird.
just assumed that, like Gavin Newsom, if someone can't read, I just immediately assume they're black.
I'm just like you. Wait, what?
Well,
No.
yeah, A Song of Ice and Fire, like, yeah, I no, because it'll frustrate you. It'll just frustrate
Yeah, because he
you.
can't
I did
fucking
it.
read.
But that double is though. I did
It's
it the
like
whole
that
recently
fucking
though.
thick, for God's sake, and it's like this. Never mind, don't worry.
What was that,
That's the
Platoon?
short one though. That if it's only that thick, you've basically just started. No, I did it just so I knew what it felt like. I started like chronologically. I went from Fire and Blood all the way up through to the ends of whatever the most Dance with Dragons, whatever the most recent one is. So I've now done all of it over the last year, and now I can appreciate why everyone was so pissed off at him.
Everything. Well, and if you read Fire and Blood first, there's inconsistencies from the history that he changed. But yeah, you could see everything ended on a cliffhanger. There wasn't really any payback for the Red Wedding. It's frustrating, and poor Jon Snow.
He sort of ran out of ideas, I think, with Feast for Crows. That's the time when he just starts procrastinating. That entire book is him not getting to the point, and then the next book is him continuing to not get to the point.
Well, it's
And
because
he
it was
just
all
stopped.
so. Platoon, it was all one big book at one time that he split into two because the entire book, no one really got to the point. I do think there is a lot of good shit in there, good character stuff, but you're right in like the grand scheme of things. It is a lot of meandering. And if you eventually finish your story, that's okay. But considering that's the last thing we got, it's brutal.
Yeah, we could have done without Dorne completely. I'd rather have a finished book, but that's me. Poor Choices by Craig for 50 Canadian pesos. Says Oingo Boingo, your t-shirt during book intro, was that Good for Your Soul? Yes, it was the Good for Your Soul tour, and that shirt was from the 1984 concert at the Del Mar Fairgrounds, where they were expecting like 3,000 people, and 15,000 people showed up, and the fire marshal had to shut it down, and it was insane. It was a great show. They played 8 songs. That's all they could before they got shut down. Awesome show. Great album. Without Paints, 3 parts for $145. Long time listener. 3-part super chat. got tired of not finding the kind of fantasy I wanted, so I wrote one. It's called Reincarnated in Another World Without My Pants. It's out now. I regret nothing, probably.
Sounds very anime.
Really enjoy the show. When you guys say something good, I take notice. Question for Shad. I think I heard you're working on a new book. Any timeline? Love, Shadow of the Conqueror.
Well, thank you. I'm hoping to get this next book out this year. I think I have maybe 5 chapters left to finish it, and it's a big one. It's like 250,000 words, and so exciting. I hope to get it done and get it to you guys this year.
Excellent. Ian so forth for 50 British pounds. Traveling to Japan with Ryan. Oh boy. I hope we both pull kitchen duty at the same time. Another 50 British pounds from Ian so forth. I like to think that Little Platoon actually sits in his library in front of a screen that says Little Platoon. That's exactly what it is.
Yeah, I mean, I'm exactly as you see me now. I'm even animated in exactly the same way, and I'm 2D.
That's right.
It's actually just an AI filter that he's put over a camera.
Gary, I gotta drop, dude.
All righty. Take care, man.
Later. Gator. Or just, I don't know.
Son again.
Get the fuck out. TK Monet V for $4.99 Platoon. What's going on with Beats Up? Would you please re-up episode 95 in the meantime? Hope the whole crew is all good. Cheers.
Oh, yeah. We're normally on Monday nights, and we have, well, I say we're normally on 60% of the time. We're on every time on Monday night, but
there you go.
We're currently in the 40% of the time when we're not. Just a load of stuff been happening, but just life shit, but it'll get back on track eventually.
Yeah, it's a great show.
Thank you.
Never been invited, but it's okay. I'm not hurt.
See, you have to blame Movie Cynic for that, because I just hand over all responsibility for that show. Despite it being on my channel, I just turn up. Yeah. So I'll knack him on your behalf to get you on.
Will. Good. Thank you. Zanzoltan for 2,000 arses. I enter as stream today. He is being eaten by a giant boogie 2988. I enter his stream. I see Ryan screaming about Helen Keller I enter this stream, and I see Ryan screaming about Helen Keller being a grifter. I'm so happy I follow you guys.
Yeah, one of the original grifters.
One of the OG. How is Boogie?
Mike Zero would have been making videos about Helen Keller. Like,
oh my gosh. William Perry for 5 says the real fake wizard deserves a firm handshake for emotional Mad Libs. Hell yeah.
Oh, thank you.
Wiz, your Pokemon stream today was pure catharsis.
I hope you enjoyed it, because we were crashing out.
Is Pokemon okay? Is everybody okay in the Pokemon world?
Are you not happy about?
They had their
When's
30th anniversary.
30th anniversary,
today, and it was pretty terrible.
Oh, really?
I am gonna be in Japan for Pokemon Go Fest.
Wow!
For the 10th anniversary.
Lucky.
Having a great time.
Hail Chad just wanted to give a little extra love to Real Fake Wizard. Also, Shad, call me. The crispy jelly for $5. Shad, you care to tell us what that's about?
I don't know. I'm in the dark on that one.
Ryan, did you enjoy being in the audience for the BAFTAs on Sunday? Hashtag I swear and stand with John.
Yeah, I did randomly get an invite. Yeah, it's weird.
It's amazing. Yeah, I'm sure. Just stop tagging me, bro, on that. Just real quick before we go. I did watch I Swear. Ryan saw it too. We Have Our Ways. I think it's on Netflix in the UK. That's what I heard. Maybe not, but it's not going to be out until April. I would say do your best to sail the seas or do whatever you need to do to see that movie, because it really is good. And I'm not like,
I would say pay money to see it. That's what I would say.
I would say too, if you can, if you don't want to wait till April, I think it's really important to see. And honestly, I don't really like biopics all the time, but this one like got me, man. This guy has led such a hard life. He didn't start getting the tics until like a little later in life. So he didn't have them from birth. He looked like he was just going to live this normal life playing soccer, that sport you
middle school or early high school or something, when like was basically something really stressful that was brought on. He thought he was going to play soccer and he was really good. And he had somebody coming out to watch him and his dad was putting a lot of pressure on him. And he went to a new school and just a bunch of life changes. And he starts involuntarily moving a little bit, starts exclaiming things he can't really control. And his parents didn't exactly handle it very well. His teachers didn't handle it very well. And everything fell apart for him. His dad left the family. His mom didn't know how to deal with him. He couldn't get a job because he was swearing at everybody. He, would be out in the street and he couldn't go out to a club because his tics would knock things over and get himself in a fight, get himself in trouble with the police. Whenever he interacted with police, he would say very inappropriate things that got him in even worse trouble. It's miserable. The dude's life was shit. And I don't know if it impacted me so much just because of we saw exactly the reflection of all the ways that he was treated over the years from so many people on the internet over the past couple days. But yeah, it got to me. And ultimately it's a story of a dude persevering and doing things to try to make things for people that have his same condition a little bit easier and for people to hopefully have a little more understanding and patience for that. That's what the movie's about. They honored the movie at the BAFTAs. They celebrated this guy at the BAFTAs. Robert Aramayo gave a great performance as someone with Tourette's and won Best Actor. And with all that, turns out they didn't actually maybe watch the movie or care about the movie or what this dude has been through. So I would recommend whenever it comes out, giving it a watch.
There are two particular scenes in it where, or with all these fucking retards demanding that he apologize. There's one specific scene with the woman who takes him in, who's dying of cancer. And she says the first thing he keeps, he's washing the dishes and he keeps having tics and he keeps saying he's sorry. And she's like, if you're going to be here, I'm paraphrasing, but if you're going to be here, the first thing you need to do is stop apologizing. You don't have to apologize for anything ever. And there's another scene where he walks by a girl and calls her a slut and then apologizes and then gets the absolute shit kicked out of him. And imagine, and they show like after his injuries, he has like a neck brace on. His tics like affect him while he's trying to heal. So he's like got just busted up and he tics and all the pain he's in.
He tried to kill himself when he was like 14 years old.
Yeah.
Because these things had already ruined his life by that point. And he was getting kicked out of school and getting blamed for this. He was getting beat at school because he couldn't control his outbursts. It's rough.
Yeah.
And now he needs to apologize to Grace Randolph for causing a controversy.
Yes. I don't know, guys. To me, it sounds like you all just want to say the N-word.
He is the guy that is responsible for all the hate Grace Randolph received, and she's the victim, and he needs to take accountability for the hate she received for her being a retard. I can't believe.
I loved that she shared my video with that wonderful thumbnail by Perry Chan and didn't watch it at all because that entire video is me calling her a fucking retard for not understanding how Tourette's works. And she thought she was sharing it with her theory that was built up in her head that we want to use this as an excuse to use the N-word.
Yes.
I wish she would have shared my thumbnail where I wrote the N-word.
Even that, though, is just projection. She's like, people will use this situation for their own personal gain as she's using it for her own personal gain.
Unbelievable. And one of the greatest fantasy movies of all time is now finally out in 4K. Pick this up.
Yes.
The transfer. This is actually, I have two now. The transfer on this is fucking amazing. Like
it's about the hotel in Las Vegas.
Exactly. Chrissy. Exactly. Which I used to stay in all the time.
It probably cost about as much to stay in a room at Excalibur for one night as that did.
As this, about $45. You can get it from Arrow Video. It's fucking awesome. Cannot recommend it enough. They also put out Westworld, which is the movie, which absolutely awesome. So we're gonna wrap it up. We will get the rest on Monday evening, thanks to Star Trek. So around 7 or 8 o'clock, we'll do the square up on Nerdrotic Live and Rumble simultaneously. I want to thank everyone for being here. Let's go around the horn. Start with Odin. What do you got coming up?
You can find me over at OMB Reviews. Got Box Office Breakdown coming up Sunday around 2 p.m. Eastern Time. Also, geeksandgamers.com. Write articles every week. Box Office Breakdown. Scream 7 is going to be all of the conversation this weekend.
Awesome. Comics.
Well, I'll be streaming Neverwinter Nights 2 on my channel tonight at 9 p.m. And yeah, I'll catch you guys next week.
All right. Chrissy.
Oh, Simcast on Sunday, 9 p.m. ET. I think I'm actually going to have Edgar the Puppet. He'll be on if you like puppets that are based. Actually, next week I have a lot of interviews. I think. Let's see. Tuesday the 3rd, I'm having Sean Fitzgerald, actual Justice Warrior, on the show, and then Thursday,
nice. He's cool.
He's so cool. Yeah, I met him when I was guest hosting for Timcast, and he's super smart and funny. Thursday the 5th, I'm going to have comedian Larry Baya on, and then Saturday the 7th, I'm having Frank Valbiro on the show. It's going to be busy.
Excellent. Disparu.
Starfleet Academy, probably the Paramount merger talk, and this week is where Tatiana Maslany re-enters the series.
Could I get finished with my fucking video before we talk about next week?
Well, this is simultaneously the one directed by Jonathan Frakes, but with Tatiana Maslany. So the big guns are coming out for the finale. Well, penultimate.
I met him, ran into him at an airport elevator in Austin, and he was super nice. Really nice guy.
Mm-hmm. Well, he was one of the people that was quoted in Variety saying, well, Star Trek, they have aging fans, they don't really have younger fans. And then does a direction that's entirely aimed at young people that don't watch Star Trek. Maybe listen to people like him that might know a bit more about the franchise than the people making it.
Maybe, but they don't. Shad.
So, Night of the Seven Kingdoms stuff. Shadiversity going to do a full fight scene autopsy on episode 5. The entire battle, how realistic, what they get right, some of the things that they might have gotten wrong, but I still love it overall. And then on Night's Watch, talking with Mike S. Miller, the artist of the graphic novel, all about Night of the Seven Kingdoms on the last live stream, talking a lot about, what the final scene might imply and how they can fix it, and different interpretations on all that. And that's me.
Brilliant. Ryan.
I'm arguing with my black girlfriend here in the chat. She just said, you owe me money. I'm going to send you an EBT card or some bullshit. That's about it. But I don't know. Videos. I live stream on my channel Sunday and Wednesday evenings. Also Mondays, I flip-flop on my channel or Veridark's channel for the Fuck My Life podcast at 9 p.m. Eastern. You can catch me on Sports Wars. You can also catch me on Geeks and Gamers Daily, basically every weekday at 11 a.m. until the day I fortunately pass away from this earth. That's about it.
Excellent. And Real Fake Wizard, thanks for coming in and subbing today. We appreciate you. I see the subs are growing on the channel. Congrats. Please tell the fine folks where they can find you.
Yeah, we are about to hit 80,000 subscribers within the next really 24 hours, but that's Real Life Fake Wizard here on YouTube and abroad. But actually, we just announced that we're doing this really awesome indie game event in person this summer at the Southeast Game Exchange. I'm working with the good people over there. Check that out. That's going to be awesome. There's going to be a lot happening this summer. It's a little early out. Of course, we got MegaCon first, but that's going to be really cool. A lot of indie events happening over there. Indie gaming's big now, so it's fun.
Great. And our special guest, Little Platoon, thanks for coming back and slumming it with us. Please tell the fine folks where to find you.
Thank you for having me. Yeah, Little Platoon on YouTube tomorrow. I have, because I fell behind over Christmas, so I'm still doing Stranger Things. Because I thought, I can do a quick, hour-long season 5 video. But then part 1 turned out to be like 2.5 hours. And then part 2 is releasing tomorrow. And that's going to be like 3 hours. And then I still have the finale. And then I have the main video to do because this is all building up to the main video. So that'll be at some point tomorrow. That'll premiere. And then that will lead into EVAP where we are doing Night of the Seven Kingdoms. So that's where I shall be tomorrow.
That's right. That's going to be a good one. Yeah, when I did my review, I set myself a limit of how much time I could talk about each episode besides the last one. And it could have been 5 hours long.
See, I tried to do that, but then they released the behind the scenes documentary, and then they have so much padding.
It wasn't out, or it would have. Yeah, that is worth watching to just learn everything you shouldn't do.
Oh yeah,
everything you shouldn't do. Well, thanks for coming on. I
you.
appreciate it. I was on. I don't know if it aired today or not, or it'll be in the future. But Kennedy Saves the World. Kennedy from MTV. I talked to her yesterday about my book.
That's awesome.
So that'll be out soon. I was on Piers yesterday, and a half-hour break, and I'm back on fucking Star Trek video. That's clocking it at 20 minutes. Jesus Christ. And then hopefully I can get to my Night of the Seven Kingdoms stuff after that. But definitely listen to EFAP tomorrow. And in the meantime, well, I don't know if X-Ray Girl. Who do we have next week, X-Ray Girl?
Madam Savvy.
Madam, oh boy, Bird Lady is coming back. Madam Savvy, excellent. So thanks to the Nerdrotics, thanks to everyone who left a super chat and donation. You help keep the lights on. Thanks to the lurkers. Thanks to everyone who participated. I'm looking forward to seeing some of you in a couple 3 short weeks at MegaCon, which is I think getting pretty close to being filled. So make sure to RSVP.
Yeah, go to geeksandgamers.com, RSVP for that. Saturday, March 21st at Universal City Walk at Pat O'Brien's. It's free RSVP. Just let us know so we know how many people are coming and when to cap it. Go to geeksandgamers.com. You'll see the banner right there and you can register. And of course, if you're going to MegaCon and attending MegaCon, going to see panels or people or all the different booths and artists and all that shit, we will have a panel on Saturday.
Yep.
Can't confirm the time yet, but we will let you know.
Sometime Saturday, we're going to have it.
Probably earlier in the day.
Yeah. All right. Everyone, have a great weekend. Take care.
Bye.
Cause I'm probably late. Oh, Friday night time. Do not come. Do not come.
I'm gonna come.
Dame, dame.